Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. It is I, Jesse Milestone, coming to you on this Friday with both good news and bad news.
I have a really bad feeling about this.
Where people were just walking around, just jizzing force all over the place. He looks like he has been drinking soy from his mother's teat. Wrap yourselves in, guys, because we are gonna get mean!
I got him! Great kid! Don't get cocky!
Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone, and I'm joined today by the very man who made that intro you just saw, Cody the BASSMAN.
What's up, guys? Mindless Mob, what's going on tonight?
It's they can't answer you with words, so it was a very silent reply.
Apparently not. I didn't hear nothing.
That's always my favorite part of going live solo. What's up, everybody? Radio silence.
Now imagine being your neighbor hearing that shit through the wall, being like, "What the fuck is up with this lady?"
Like, who is she performing for? Wishful thinking, man. Wishful thinking.
She does this like whole fucking show like by herself and nobody's there.
Called rehearsing. Hey, we got a Zentz in the chat. What's up, Zentz? And Jeffrey Nelson is here too. I haven't seen you in the channel. Wow, Jeffrey Nelson. So it's great. And you're back competing for my attention. So he was convinced that he was going to lose that competition to Jeff Bezos, but then I met Jeff Hicks. So Darth Trollius is in the house. That's always a good place to be, unless you're not in a house, in which case. Cool. I got mail. Oh, was that Darth Trollius? Was this you by any chance? Okay, because I did get mail. Cody, do you want to know what I received in the mail?
What's in the box?
Okay. Do you know what was in the box?
What's in the box?
I opened it. My curiosity got the better of me, so I did open it.
Is it another fucking head? Are they still sending you them damn things?
Not anymore, but I did. They are temporarily. They have a temporary home shoved onto the shelf.
Oh.
To display them properly later. I wish it was another head because no, it's a toe this time. 2 toes actually. Satan's toe.
Ooh.
The toe of some. I received the toe of Satan.
2 of them.
Oh, Osmosis is here too because I miss Jesse too much. Huzzah! I am doing well, Osmosis. I hope you are too. Keely Chow says, I would love for you to be on the Queen's Council. What is the Queen's Council? It sounds like a place I should be on because I am a queen. Oh, guys, in addition to Cody, by the way, ETEP WOKUIAN, Place to Be Reviews, is going to be joining us when he's, not busy on the High Council. All right. Is that you then? Is that you? Is that who are you who I think you are then, Darth Trollius? So okay, Cody, these are lollipops, the toe of Satan, that
sucking on them toes, right?
9 million Scoville chili extract.
No, that's it. That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
That's it.
Now, I don't know how that compares to the Carolina Reaper chili peppers or chili cheese balls that we did last time around, but
now, does that require a drink or not require a drink? I think that's just only the kind of grading I need. Like, am I gonna need to drink that shit, like wash that down or something, or am I gonna die, or maybe I'll just take it?
Well, this one claims that after 5 minutes you're gonna be at this is 911. What's your emergency?
Oh no shit! So they're really building it up.
They ain't fucking around.
Well, you got to do that on this live stream then. You and Jeff got to do it. And if we don't get you guys to call 911, then there's something wrong here.
Well, we're definitely not doing it on this live stream. This requires preparation. This requires me to make sure I have a dedicated gallon of milk handy and probably whipped cream as well, because that was the savior last time. No shit. I still have to clip this and put this out there. I'm sorry, world, that I haven't done it yet. But yeah, I do have to. That's a 2-liter jug of milk chug. Yeah. That's like a full gallon chug right there. Them toes. Yeah. Last time I did the cheese ball, one single Carolina Reaper cheese ball, and I pounded milk repeatedly for a while until I could feel my.
No.
It was. Because of the milk pounding, it was less terrible than it could have been, but there was a lot of pain associated with it. There was definitely pain involved. So, yeah, not going to lie. Although it was nice discovering that my theory is correct. See, I have no spice tolerance, 0 tolerance to spicy food. Where do you sit, Cody, on the spice? On the
Oh, I
spice.
love that shit. I love a good spice challenge. Yeah.
Oh, so you're ready for the toast. So you're like, hand me that shit, and I'll eat it up.
Honestly, Jess, wait till you get sick and then do it. Wait till you have a bad day, your sinuses are clogged, and it's like, oh man, nothing's working, the nose spray is not working. And they'd be like, give me one of them fucking toes. Pass me them toes real quick.
Give me them toes. Give me them toes.
Yeah. Then suckle on one of them toes, and I think probably clear your whole sinus problem right up there. So
that sounds
use it as a remedy. Don't abuse them Satan toes. Those are gifts. Don't abuse them.
The magical healing properties of the toes of Satan.
Right.
According
some witchcraft shit. Like, oh, to clear your sinuses, have a toe of Satan.
Have a toe of Satan's toe in your face. So it looks like I'm going to have to wait for. I was about to say I'm going to wait for any action for the High Council to wrap up because according to StreamYards, now maybe they're just lying to me. There are 6 whole people watching this stream, which is just like, you know, just like a few less than I'm typically accustomed to.
Ain't nobody give a shit about me. And they forgot who you are. They don't remember who you are.
Clearly they forgot. I'm like, damn, I should not take time off of streaming because everyone's just like, you don't put out videos anymore, Jesse. You suck. Where am I? I'm over on Livit, guys. I'm busting my ass over on Livit, which is super fun. Okay, now I'm gonna need to redo my fucking link tree because there are better links for this nonsense now.
Yeah, see, they probably thought you died or something. Like,
probably. I'm just tootling around on Livit. Being a person. It's another app that actually pays me all the time. Like, hey, you want to stream professionally? Okay, well, let us know what you do. Oh, okay, you stream professionally. Okay, well, here's a contract. We're going to pay you to stream professionally, and it's nice. It's really convenient. I like it a lot. So you guys should all check it out. I decided that I actually am a musician, and so
Livit's just like, we're going to cut you in on a deal, kid. We're going to make you a star. And YouTube's just like, fuck you.
Oh. Fun Livit stuff too, Cody. You've been invited now. I figured out how you can start a group chat. Basically, it's just as you can do a group chat for your crew. So there's now a small group chat.
Trouble.
So if you guys want to be part of the Mindless Mob group chat, you should probably join Livit. I posted the link. You should do it. It's all that. Optic Racer 21. Jesse, hi. Anna says she can't get back to you because she's painting. So Anna is over on the High Council painting. Therefore, her hands are too occupied, but she can see that I have texted her. Therefore, she can tell the audience over there that she is painting, unless she went live herself to paint, and can therefore, again, tell the audience she's painting but not respond to my text. That's good to know. Thank you, Optic Racer, for passing.
In the zone, man. You can't disturb that shit.
Well, thank you, Optic Racer, for playing Whisper Down the Lane and passing that message on. You can tell her that message received, and I will await her reply eventually. Anton's World of Videos is here. That's nice to know. And Lord Finatra is here too. I forgot to mention him earlier when I was saying hello to people.
All the troublemakers are coming in now. There we go.
Like John Jenkins. He says, been so busy, but just wanted to send love and always have your back and enjoy your streams. Well, thank you so much, John Jenkins. It is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to receive such a lovely, generous super chat and with kitty pictures. And no worries, dude. You know, we all have lives. Some people pop in for times, then they go away, and then they come back again. But it's always good to see. So we're glad that you're here, Monsieur Jenkins.
You can always catch it on the replay too. I mean,
that's true. Well, yeah, but then I don't know that you're there if it's a replay. So you gotta let me know.
So in spirit, I guess. Then yeah.
Oh yeah, and so guys, now that I know that Lord Finatra does tune into these streams sometimes, I gotta make sure that I'm always ready to say extra weird shit so he can eventually clip it and make me a song.
You don't have to try to do that. You do it all the time.
Right? I'm like, the irony is I don't have to try. It's probably weirder when I don't think about it. No, I'm having a particular trouble with the English language today. Like I'm just it's the part where your brain sends information to your mouth hole. That's the part where something's going on. And my brain's like, we have information for you to say. And then my mouth goes, farts and poop stuff. I don't know. So that's what's up. So what's new with your channel, Cody? Tell us a little bit more about what's going on.
So we are rebuilding. I know my viewers are probably like, dude, where the fuck have you been? They probably have no idea where I've gone. Yeah, it's been about 3 weeks since I've released a video, and I've kind of been just like rebuilding everything. You go on my channel, I got a new banner, new logo, kind of restructuring everything, making it more focused on what I want it to be, more or less.
So what can we expect? I'm going to drop that link, guys. It is in the description, but I'm going to be dropping that link a bunch. And any mods who are in the house, please keep dropping the link to Cody. So what's that new focus going to be?
Yeah, so I'm kind of focusing in on the shit I like. The shit I've always kind of wanted to do videos around. So I'm not looking for subs. I'm not looking for follows. I'm not looking to fucking pander to anybody except for the videos I want to make. And if it succeeds, then good. And if it doesn't, then, well, shit.
Based on the banner, shit you like includes Batman, Godzilla, Star Wars, dinosaurs. Looks like we got a Transformer up in the house. Fast and Furious shit. You know? Cars. It's what's up. It's what's up. I dig it. That's why the words. That's really what it's all about. Like, you cannot sustain a channel. I learned this. You cannot sustain anything really without Osmosis. Too bad you got 60 subs now. Good. Thanks, Osmosis. You can't really sustain anything based that requires you to seem interested if you are not over a long period of time. What I mean to say is, like, you're exactly right. And it's great that you figured this out at this point in the game, because so many people went very, very wrong figuring out things the wrong way. I had a moment. I actually had a moment way back when I started my channel. And I'm not going to say I have regrets, because I'm very happy for how everything turned out. But I had a moment where I realized that, you know, oh my God, I'm getting these crazy views if I put out Star Wars content. But I'm just really not getting the same level of views if I put out sketch comedy or other weird stuff or things that I kind of want to be making right now. And so I chased the views. And look, great things came out of it. An amazing YouTube channel that, you know, creating into my day job. I met the love of my life. All of these wonderful things happened. But then at some point I realized that I needed to start actually caring, giving a shit about what I was doing again. And that's how I haven't making as many videos. I haven't made any videos in a while. I'm going to start again at some point, though, because I'm just going to start throwing down shit that I enjoy. So
yeah, you'll figure it out, right? That's just me kind of figuring it out too, you know, feeling my way through this thing. You know, I started off doing shows every few days, streams every few days, and it was kind of interfering with my schedule. So I decided to cut it down now to, you know, a couple shows a week planned, and then having specials kind of in between and throwing stuff, you know, every once in a while, just little projects I can just drop out there. So because of all that extra time I have, right? So, yeah. So one of the new shows I've got it planned out is a kind of a mixed fandom kind of deal. It's called Fandom Jump. So every 4 weeks I switch between 4 different fandoms, and I kind of delve into, well, the fandom itself. So news, rumors, that kind of stuff. I review, you know, either a movie or an episode of something every week, depending on what kind of fandom it is. This week I got Godzilla. This is the first one I'm doing. So I got an overview coming. I got a little bit of gameplay from a game. Yeah, there's a bunch of different stuff on that. So if you like Godzilla, check that out. You'll probably really enjoy that. Even if you don't, because that's the thing too. Like, I want people to kind of jump in and see, like, see what it's all about. You know, try new things, look at new things. And actually, when I start bringing people in later on, maybe if I have like 5 weeks in a month, you know, bring somebody in from a different fandom and kind of show me the ins and outs, and maybe teach other people about it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I've got big plans, but kind of starting from there. So we'll see how it goes. So that's this Friday that I'll be dropping.
Oh, tight. That's exciting. I'm excited for it. This Friday, I'll be in Vegas for the fan thing. Yay, fans. I'm excited to hang out with fans. If I seem unexcited to go to Las Vegas, it's because I just finished traveling for 6 weeks, and I'm not excited to travel again.
Everybody's going to Vegas. What's going on down there?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was like ostensibly it was the Star Trek convention and all that stuff, and now it's turned into this whole big deal meetup where like everyone's gonna go hang out with fans and stuff.
Some cult shit or something, I bet.
Yeah, I don't know, we'll probably sacrifice a few hookers or something.
You have to. It's Vegas, right?
Yeah, although Jeremy's gonna be there, so we can't drink too much. Comes the laws. God, I haven't seen J-Man since before the pandemic.
Are you still doing the Geeks and Gamers deal? Like I used to go on there and be on their channel and stuff. Is that?
Yeah, God, I haven't made a video for Geeks and Gamers in years since before the pandemic. Yeah, no, I mean Jeremy and I are so cool. We just don't talk as much as we used to because life. We used to collaborate more, and then we just we do our stuff. But now I'm excited. Yeah.
You're probably like, hey, bitch, here's a video. He'd probably throw it up in a heartbeat, I bet. So
I'm sure he would if I ever did, for sure. For sure. Definitely. Your Canadian is showing hard tonight, by the way. I think you're just saying the word out more than usual.
Oh, man, I can't help myself. I'm one of them Canadian redneck dudes, just like semi-illiterate because I went to bad school when I was a kid. So I'm a barrel of fucking laughs. I'm so terrible.
I'm Jeff and I watched the first couple episodes of Letterkenny, so eventually I'm gonna keep going through that show so I can understand you better.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's fucking crazy because I don't even know it. People are like, "Oh, you're Canadian." I'm like, "What? How do you know?" I've gone to Tennessee and they're like, "You're Canadian, aren't you?" And I'm like, "How'd you know, man?" Like, no, I'm from New York, obviously, right?
Yeah, no, because the reason is because every single person in America grows up making fun of Canadians by going oot and a boot, and that's how you pronounce your outs and abouts. So it's a dead ass giveaway.
I'd never make it in your country. They'd get me right away.
That's exactly. You'd be made immediately. If you really, really wanted to get away with it, just throw in a bunch of "oh, sure, you betchas," and you could maybe confuse them and get them to think you're from Minnesota.
I'd have to work on it.
Like that's being that nice does not come naturally to anybody.
No, well, we're not nice. We're just we like to think we are, or to make you think we are.
The Minnesotans are even worse, and all them up in the Midwest because they're like, it's like they work so hard to make sure they're being nice to you all of the time, except what you eventually realize is that there's like real nice and fake nice, and then you just learn to interpret the fake nice as being as like assholery, which is just shittier then because you're like, I know you're being a dick to me, but you're saying these nice things, so I can't call you on the fact that you're being a dick to me. That's all this really is. This is just this giant smoke screen so that you manage to be a dick all of the fucking time when everyone's like, oh, they're so nice, they're so nice. No! All the places where people tell you they're so nice, they're so nice, they're so nice, they're actually fucking not. They're actually fucking terrible people who are just hiding behind their fake niceness all the fucking time.
See, I think Canadians and Americans are very similar, and like we can be dicks, but like I think the thing about Canadians is we're dicks, but we're nice about it.
We're nice
about it. Yeah, we'll be your friend, but we're gonna be a dick to you.
See that I'm okay with. It's like, oh well, I'm gonna like in all the fundamental ways I'm gonna be cool to you, but I'm gonna treat you like shit. That's fine.
Yeah.
The one I like is, moving out to LA. Everyone's like, oh, everyone's so fake out there. Everyone's so fake out there. Everyone's so fake out there. Okay, yeah, there are a lot of fake people in Los Angeles. There are a lot of fake people in Los Angeles. They're also easy to spot because they're actually made of plastic. Like they're literally made of fake parts. They've got like silicone inserts anywhere you can stick it in, and Botox, flowing out the asshole. So,
but there's actors everywhere, but by definition, they're all supposed to be fake. See, all these people are supposed to be full of shit and supposed to be portraying something they're not. So, by definition, maybe.
See, the good actors, though, the good actors are the truth tellers, because that's the thing. That's the actual trick to it. Is good acting, real acting, is not about lying or hiding things. Good acting and real acting is about finding the truth in yourself in whatever you're playing, which is why certain roles have fucked up some good actors in the past. But LA is mostly a town full of shitty actors, and they're easy to spot. They're very easy to spot, all of the fake people. Just like, look, The same way it is easy to spot bad acting when you're watching a movie or television, it is easy to spot a fake person when they're doing bad acting for you on the streets. And as such, I've actually had a really easy time navigating LA because I'm like, oh, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck. You might be okay. No, you suck too, and you're fine. And that's
Are the good actors like usually humble about it? Like I know, like usually you find like martial artists, like the ones that are the quieter, the more humbler ones, are the ones to watch out for. Is it kind of the same way with acting, or it's like the ones that are like kind of reserved and kind of quiet, like they come out and fucking blow your mind out?
No, there are the divas. There are the people who are like, I'm so fucking great, and they actually are, and they're like, well, I hate you because you're actually that good, but you also suck as a human being. But generally speaking, I find that to be the case. I find that the really like the better actors, the true talents, tend to have a little more humility because they have respect for the craft. They have an understanding of what it takes. I was actually talking about this with Jeff when we were talking about a ton of shit on our road trip. How British actors, why they have less of an ego, and why you see people like fucking Patrick Stewart do all sorts of weird ass comedy all the time without any ego about it. And it's because it's like they treat it. It's like the same reverence that they give the craft allows them to be irreverent with themselves. Because American actors, it's like, I'm an actor. It's all about me. And like when you take a more British approach or more British philosophy to the craft of acting, it's in service of the role. It's how do I bring this role to life? How do I do this thing? You know, how do I create this that you're asking me to create? And and that's the goal. The goal is to do that thing. So if the goal is to be the silly or ridiculous or absurd character, then ego has nothing to do with it. The goal, doing your work the best and taking pride in your work, is to take all that ego away and to, fucking do whatever the role requires. Andy McCallum is British, and so he apparently agrees with the statement. What's up, Andy?
Hey, what's going on, buddy? He's starting a channel too. He's got here. I got a link. I'll link his channel too. And
drop it in. I didn't get a chance to
he's starting them up too. Hold on, I'll find it. Or better yet, you post your damn channel link.
Post your own channel link, Andy, because I haven't found it yet, and I need to. So post it because I know you're a mod, and if you're not, I'm gonna double check that you are. God save the Queen. Plus, we love tea crumpets and Downton Abbey, of course. And you call them
fancy.
Damien Donaldson's British too. No shit. Well, there you go. We got a British invasion going here.
I'm like diet British. That's kind of what Canada is, right?
British light. Diet British.
We used to be all about that lifestyle, but then we're like, no.
Now we have our artificial sweeteners. They don't taste the same, but if you squint, they kind of seem like it. Doesn't matter if you uploaded yet. Just post your link, and then we can all subscribe to you, and then we'll get notifications when you do upload, and it'll be exciting. We got a Roll Tide. We kill each other. We Southerners can be dicks at times during college football season in a fun way. Roll Tide. I'll let Jeremy know you said so when I see him in a few days. So is the J-Man flying or is he driving? That's what I want to know. Because I know that he did once fly for the first time fucking ever and was like, oh my God, it wasn't that terrible. Now the world is my oyster. I can fly everywhere. And then went immediately back to driving everywhere like a retard.
Yeah.
But, so
I like driving. There's nothing wrong with driving.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with driving unless you need to crisscross the country multiple times in a quarter, in which case fucking fly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm
all about my road trips, man.
I'm road tripped out for right now. He drove from Pensacola to Vegas. Of course he did. Of course he fucking did. Because why would he fly like a regular person? I'm driving from LA to Vegas. That's 4 fucking hours.
Cross country. How long is that? How long is that drive?
Pensacola to Vegas is probably
15, 16?
More. Because you're almost going coast to coast at that point. Mm-hmm. That's got to be at least, I don't know, it's got to be close to 20 hours, I think. Yeah, because I think it takes Jeremy a full 24 to drive to LA, and it's only 4 hours from Vegas to LA, so it's got to be about 20 hours That's nuts. No, Jeff and I just did Cincinnati to LA.
Just fucking straight, baby, 20 hours.
Oh, God. We broke our 35-hour trip. Well, actually, all said and done, 42 hours on the road because we went up to Lake Tahoe and then did a little, it's added 3 hours to the trip so we could see Mount Rushmore on the way.
So you guys did the whole dealio with the car, eh?
Oh, we did the whole thing. We did the
no planes, trains, automobiles, just whole thing with the car. That's crazy.
Yep.
What a hell of a road trip that must have been, though.
It was fun. It was really fun. We saw a bear. I got to post that picture. I saw a bear. It was exciting. And I murdered a baby deer with the car, which was traumatic.
For food, obviously, right?
Yeah, clearly. No, it was horrible. We were going through town, and we were going through a town, so I was already going slower anyway. Probably about 40, or no, I think it was like going about 50 and a 45, and Mama Deer's going across, and I'm like, holy shit! Slam on my brakes. I'm like, oh god, we're gonna miss her. Great. There were two babies right behind her.
You fucked Bambi, bro.
I murdered Bambi. I fucked
Bambi and his brother.
Here's the best part, though.
Goddamn murderer.
It actually gets fun. As Moses says, I wanted to offer you a place to crash. My Facebook lock got locked down. My bad.
And by the way, I'm not going to Vegas. I live in Canada now. Some other people put in the effort to get there. They live in Canada, but it's like 14 days quarantine when I get back. So, I don't have the vacation time to do shit like that. I'm not prepared enough. And honestly, I got 60 now beautiful subscribers. I love you all individually, but not quite enough for me to say I should be walking amongst the fucking titans of YouTube and the gods up there. So I'm gonna chill for a little bit. I'm gonna earn my place, and then I'll come back and I'll hang out with the whole group at a later date when I can come, and I'm not gonna get arrested for going to work.
I think next year we need to do a dedicated mindless mom meetup.
Yeah, for sure. I want to hit up the conventions too, because like I said, doing all these different fandoms and shit now, I kind of want to be there for all the cons that I can be. I know vacation warranted and that kind of shit, but
I mean, since our house, that's not that far for you. No.
I mean, what's the next Star Wars con? What's the next crazy convention coming up?
I don't know. I'll have to take. I hate conventions, so I just let everyone else tell me when we're doing stuff. Thank you, Sweet Pea. It was traumatic murdering Bambi. I was very upset, but what helped me be less upset was the fact that we pulled over, obviously, to make sure that the car was okay and us, and I wanted to make sure the deer died right away because Andy, don't change your channel name. It's cool.
Jesse,
because
did you pull out the knife and shank the poor baby deer when it was lying there?
No, it died. I know I killed it right away because some cunt in a pickup truck drives up to me, pulls in to the where we've pulled over in this just lot or whatever, and she goes, "Yup, it's dead," and I'm like, "Okay,
y'all gonna eat that?"
And I was like, "Thank you for telling." I'm like, "Thank you for telling me. I feel terrible. I don't. Okay." And she goes, and then she decides to say, just do the dumbest thing ever, which is antagonize me when I'm very visibly, clearly upset over the fact and sickened over the fact that I just taken an innocent baby animal's life. This woman decides to tell me, you should have slowed down.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't speeding in the first place, and I slammed on my fucking brakes and did everything in my power short of wrecking the goddamn car to avoid those deers. So when this woman decided to blame me for the trauma that I was just undergoing, I legit – do you want to see scary? You guys think you've heard me yell? You want to see fucking scary? Sweet Pea, I could have. If that woman had stuck around, I would have. Because
my goodness.
I couldn't talk for the rest of the drive. I couldn't talk on my voice. I actually ripped through it that much because I started screaming at her.
Rightfully so.
I beat my fist on her truck, and when she didn't continue to leave, I kicked it too, and I hope I dented that shit. And as she drove away, I screamed, "I wish you had died instead of the deer."
And the fucking arrogance. So honestly, like, how did that situation play out in her mind? What did she see?
Yeah,
that's what where you were just like driving down the road to see a family of fucking deer, all peaceful and shit, and you're just like, let's get some fucking deer.
right.
Boom.
You were behind me. You saw the fucking brake lights. Also, if I was speeding, your ass was too, because you were right on my goddamn ass. And clearly, neither of us were speeding because you didn't fucking hit me when I had to slam on my fucking brakes for the fucking deer. So
I'm surprised you didn't take out the mama deer going around your fucking ass when you slowed down.
It was just, it was. I was supposed to screw Bambi. How was the car? The car was fine. Car had a little tuft of fur stuck. I'm gonna cry. A fucking tuft of fur stuck in the light. Like, it was gone by the time we got to the hotel. But I felt awful. I'm a fucking bleeding heart for animals. If I had hit it like a child, I'd have been like, he probably deserved it. Oh. Fucking Bambi? Fuck no. Bambi deserves to live. And this woman, I was like, why? My soul is wounded. My soul is dying on the inside. And you want to hurt me more? And so I just I abjectly lost it on this woman. I don't know what else I said to her. I'm pretty sure I called her a dumb fucking cunt, and then I hope she died like a bunch of times. It was ugly. Like, it was my most, like, I don't think I've been more like raw upset like that since my horse died.
Well, who fucking says that, man? Really?
Yeah, right? Like,
crazy shit. Arrogance. That's like kind of shit you type in on Facebook. You say to somebody, if you're gonna be a fucking goof about it, shit. It's kind of shit you used to get in online. Where you're like, oh, you fucking piece of shit. I'm like, whoa, you're gonna say that to me in the reels? In the
real world, you're actually gonna do this right now, and like, you want to. The best part is too. I'm like, what are you gonna do at this point? Like, you have no option other than to drive off, because you have just now proven that in this moment I am straight crazy, and your options are what you could sit and roll up your windows and call the police on me while I continue to inflict damage onto the exterior of your car. You can get out and try to stop me from inflicting damage to the exterior of your car, and I will stop inflicting damage to the exterior of your car because I'll start inflicting damage to the exterior of your fucking face.
Or maybe just pull alongside. Are you okay? Okay, well, you were going a little fast, and then fucking drive away.
Right, that's what blows my fucking mind. That's the whole thing too. At no point did this woman go, "Are you guys okay?" Everyone knows when you hit a fucking deer, that can be the end of it. That can be toast. End of car. End of people. End of occupant. Really. Done. This bitch not fucking concerned about whether or not us human beings had just gotten into an accident that might have harmed our lives or our ability to safely get to our destination. No, she wants to admonish me before checking to see that we're even all fine or whatever. She needs to admonish me for this, and so she got what she fucking deserved. No, it was like it was.
So she'll have a hell of a story to fucking tell at dinner time.
Right? I just hope she feels terrible, because I hope at some point in this process she realized, like, because you gotta imagine at some point some little voice in her head is gonna go, like, maybe when she pulled over to say all this shit, she wasn't like processing, like, we're not some like fucking hillbilly assholes just flying around killing deer or some shit, that like, I'm a female person, I am like not that old, I probably actually care that I murdered this deer, and was upset in this moment, and that all she did was make me feel hard. Like, I hope she has a daughter and like thought of her daughter in that moment and imagined someone saying that to her daughter in that moment, and then felt abjectly horrible, and then slowly realized that everything I had said to her, including the part that she should have died instead of the baby deer, was all factually true.
Oh, exactly. What's going on, Jeff? No, honestly, it's basically like if you started like cutting the deer up and fucking, getting the meat out and shit. Like, that's basically how I would have acted if you started doing that. You're like, did you make to kill this? And did you speed up to run over this animal? Like, if you're just like, oh shit, no, it was an accident. And she's just like, well, you should fucking speeding. Like,
no,
who the fuck are you?
I killed you. I was the driver. Jeff cannot take responsibility for this horrifying murder. It was me. Jeff just sits down and opens a cold one. That's what's up.
Honestly, by the way she thought this incident went down, Jeff should have been like, oh my god, you murder. Like, what the fuck? It's an accident. Chill, bitch.
That's such a surreal experience because, like, the lady pulls up and she says what she says. I'm like, wait, is this actually happening? Like, it's that moment where we both are like, what the fuck? Who acts like this?
Exactly.
Yeah, there's no way. Yeah.
Like, if there was a movie version of this, when that lady, her self-righteous stupid ass pulled out, a train would have hit her, and there were no train tracks. Where's this train? I don't know. I'm in the middle of Montana. Fuck it. Whatever state we were in. South Dakota.
Fuck Montana, yeah.
Wyoming.
We were. I didn't want to be in the car anymore at that point. Like, those hotels were so exciting.
Right.
They were shitty hotels.
Tiny little equality in on the side of the road.
But the fact that we were done driving for that fucking day. That's all I cared about. Almost 1,000 miles.
Wow. So how many hours total did you guys drive the entire trip?
Oh God, days. I usually gauge in miles, not hours.
From Cincinnati, based on what Google predicted, from Cincinnati to LA on that route was about 42 hours.
Holy fuck. So how many days was that?
So we drove hard. We did 3 days of hard driving to get from Cincinnati out to Lake Tahoe, and swung through Mount Rushmore on the second day. Saw some pretty shit.
Yep.
And then stopped. We got lunch. We got the French onion soup of my dreams in Salt Lake City.
I went to Solvang.
And then spent a couple days in Tahoe, and then did the last 7 hours on the last day.
Yeah, speaking of Tahoe and our Batman Forever viewings, I came across 2 articles about Batman Forever.
No way.
One, why Batman Forever is a great movie from last year, and one, why Val Kilmer didn't return. So Batman Forever is in the news. So we live in a simulation.
We do live in a simulation.
Well, Val Kilmer's so underrated. That was my old man's favorite Batman. And honestly, I had a hard time arguing with him why he wasn't, except I was a hardcore Michael Keaton, big time. Always an 89 Batman guy myself.
Same. I got you know what? I'll show this real quick. The audience would appreciate this. I got this polar Batman figure. Jesse geeked out when I showed it to her.
I did. Because I had one.
Check this out. This is a Batman figure that's so big it blocks Jesse.
Oh.
Look at this thing.
Guys, check this out. ETEP!
Hello, everyone. It's me, Cleveland Brown. It's very nice to meet you all. I suppose I should have changed my avatar before I came in like this, but excuse me, let me put my face on. There we go. It's me, Cleveland Brown, all the way from Stool Bend, Virginia. They let me out of Family Guy in my contract, then they canceled my damn show. I think it's kind of racist if you ask me, but I'm here anyway. No, wait, thank you for having me on. It's good to be here. I had to get up and stretch my legs for a few, but I'm here. Thank you for having me on. Jesse and Jeff, good to see you again.
It's always so exciting when I turn on my computer and my janky ass setup in our partially unpacked house and get totally shown up by all of my guests. So,
I have, and it's the BASSMAN up here. Is that
BASSMAN?
BASSMAN. Okay, I wasn't
nice
sure.
Sorry,
my bad.
It's
no,
confusing as shit, man. I go either way.
I know. I was like,
I wish I played bass. So fuck if you guys want to call me BASSMAN. Yeah, go ahead.
Up in the bass.
I was like,
God, that's the best fucking in 2010.
So
good it came out in 2009.
What's good, Pete? What's good?
It's been a hell of a night so far. I've been around YouTube land here, and yeah, we've covered a lot of topics. We were talking about the Suicide Squad last, and I was like, I wasn't too happy with it, but you know, it was one of those movies you could take or leave. But aside from that, I'm good. It's hot as hell though. There's that. I'm not gonna complain though, because like I live in Michigan, so in like 2 months it'll be like 20 degrees and I'll have like a foot of snow in my driveway.
Dude, I'll never forget some of those days at Michigan State. One day, I'll never forget, Dion and Hillary's car breaks down in the snow on campus. So I have to trek in this like ridiculous amount of snow to pick them up in Blitzkrieg. Because Hillary had a Thunderbird, and it was a piece of shit. But Dion wouldn't let her get rid of it because it was a Thunderbird. He thought it was the coolest car ever. And I'm like, dude, it's kind of shitty.
It's
But
terrible.
anyway, dude, Michigan weather is garbage. It snowed a foot in an afternoon once.
Terrible. Yo, we got some fun Pepples joining us now that the Council has ended finally. Pain of my existence. Not
You
really.
can blame Raging Rhino.
No, I always blame him. It's always his fault. Fuck the Australians. Speaking of, by the way, yeah, I now do an impression of your bad Australian accent. So,
Oh, yes, let's hear it.
hey guys, my name's ETEP. I'm from the Down Under.
Look, you think you can do the accent like me, Sheila? Listen here. I
I'm
like it.
from the Great Day. I got my knife with me. I got my knife, and we're gonna go to Australia tonight. And let me tell you, crikey, we're gonna have the greatest time. We're
love
gonna
it.
have the greatest time.
I
I'm the
love it.
people's champ.
You
I'm
say
the people's
wallaby?
champ. You walk with the wallabies. You want to walk with the wallabies?
Want to walk with Elias?
I literally lost, but Kendo still sends me messages just doing that accent like back and forth like all day now. It's like
Yeah, I love it.
it's awesome. But that was good. I give you a lot of points for that. That was a good imitation of ETEP doing the bad Australian imitation. I like it.
It took me a second to get into it because I was still in my other bad accent, which is my Peaky Blinders.
That fucking show's incredible, by the
Yeah,
way.
but you've had classes. You're an actor. Come on now.
I only specialize in bad accents. So, if Peaky Blinders, by the way, if you guys aren't watching the show, watch it. It's great. But I just do an exaggerated version of the one guy's like really already exaggerated Cockney accent. So whenever we watch it, we watch the Peaky Blinders. Arthur's one of the blinders. He's one of the brothers.
I like how the first episode you don't know why they're called the Peaky Blinders, and then in the second you do.
And you do. And then you do. Either of you guys watch that? No.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Why is Mike Zero like coming up behind you?
He's just whispering in my ear, telling me Star Wars news from the future.
Speaking of the future, guys, we have a message from the future. From Doomcock Overlord 4th. I love this account. This is amazing. In the future, you run over Harvey and laugh at me.
Do you want me to do you want me to do the voice? Do you want me to do the?
We'll do it in the voice.
In the future, you run over Harvey and laugh at me. I am Doomcock Overlord 4K.
You should put him up next to Mike Zero so he can tell you.
I had a Doomcock one at one time. I used to fade it in and be like, I'm Mike Zero here from the future with Star Wars news. Hello, friends. Thank you for joining the like side of the Force. Please hit the like button and do subscribe for more future Star Wars content.
No, it's future Star Wars content.
Ryan Johnson once made fun of me in a meeting room.
Well, I'm mad. Subscribe for more future Star Wars content.
My claim to fame.
Yeah. Honestly, I remember when he first started doing those, like, oh, she's fucking getting fired videos. I'm like, no, they're firing her. They're letting her go.
Dude, they've been running those videos since 2018. I never believed it. And I remember the day her contract got renewed. I went home from the gym, didn't even shower. I was like, look, she just got renewed. Can we stop with these fucked up rumors and videos? In 2018.
You know what? Fun part is, and the sucky thing is we've all insured the way that she's going to go because she is very, very powerful, very rich, and probably also aware of
how powerful she is.
Of the general talk of the town and all this. She 100,000% has the ability to just like gracefully retire whatever the fuck she feels like it. And is going to do that, and is going to do it in a way that is going to make it very, very difficult for anybody to actually cash in on the way she makes her exit.
I think she's going to exit by squatting over Indiana Jones' corpse.
That's a fucking thing. She produced Jurassic Park and fucking Indiana Jones. She's got fuck you money. She wants.
She didn't produce the first Indiana Jones movie. Everyone likes to give her credit. Special assistant to Mr. Spielberg is her credit on Raiders of the Lost Ark. And I don't know what the fuck
fondled his balls,
but she plays one of those stupid dancers in the beginning of the movie. Again, I don't know how. And she gets her name's attached to all these great movies. But what do you honestly do? You know, I went to high school with a guy that was in the NFL. Do I get to now?
See, I told you. I think that her number one skill is finding money.
Oh, yeah.
She's very
Well,
good at finding money.
She married into the Marshall family. She buddied up to Steven Spielberg by being a horrible assistant that could interrupt in meetings but just get a cup of coffee. That was her main skill. And now she's one of probably the most powerful woman in Hollywood, in all honesty. So the optics of firing her for a CEO of Disney who is a white male CEO and trans non-binary CEO Bob Chapek, that little Chapek. And Iger is the same way. Iger has political aspirations, so he wouldn't fire her. You can't. She's going to be there, and that's the thing. She's going to be there until she's good and ready to leave because they can't. Disney would cook their own freaking goose if they fired her. They would get crucified for everything that they preach about. They can't do it.
They also don't need to because, again, like I said, one thing that I think she's actually good at is finding money. That is one role that a producer has. That, I think, was probably the only one. I mean, look at the movies that she was attached to. She was attached to very, very big budget movies that none of which like ran on schedule. Like all of them have stories about how they ran over budget, over schedule, over whatever. Like that's not a good producer, by the way. So these movies where she has producer credits, like she did not do a good job producing because part of producing is keeping something on schedule and on budget. But, you know, whatever. But clearly is good at finding money because is able to be attached to all these big things, is able to dick around with Star Wars for however many years now and continues to find money somehow to keep, you know, doing what she's doing. So clearly she is good at finding money. And that is all that Disney gives a shit about. They don't care about the reputation. They don't care about the quality of the stuff being produced. They care if she can keep finding them money.
Well, as much as she find the money with the Star Wars projects anymore, because who's going to want to invest in a sinking ship? Like, no one's really talking about the ramifications of this Disney deal, the whole fucking Scarlett Johansson thing, because now articles are being published about how they only pay $5,000 to creators that movies make $1 billion from. We're finding out more and more stories about how cheap Disney is, but we're also finding the media promote this shit. Like, I don't think anybody in these companies is going to find money for any projects. They're going to have to fuck around and, you know, go with what they have right now. They're not in a good place.
Yeah. And they got to do a good job, too. I mean, like, I feel like we've been kind of holding them to account on a lot of this stuff. I mean, the content's kind of been getting better, I guess. I mean, the last couple of Mandalorian seasons, you know, have been a lot better than Last Jedi and Solo, I guess you could say. So, like, to an extent, I guess it's looking up. But I don't know. The future's still kind of bleak and kind of grim for Star Wars.
I don't think there is a future for Star Wars. No. Like, I know
there's a past for Star Wars. I mean, the expanded universe is still out there. I mean, all that old shit is still floating out there. I mean, maybe we just go back to that.
I think Disney did the one thing George Lucas could never do with Star Wars. They made it to just a movie. It used to be this big experience. And now it's like Star Wars feels like anything else I own. It's like, what's a fucking movie I can see from here? Spectre or Kong Skull Island or something. It's just like... It
feels, like just a product.
Yep, you put it on, you look at it. I don't really get anything out of it. I don't want to... Like, they had these... I was picking up these Fantastic Four figures, and you'd spend like an extra couple bucks to get free shipping. And I think the Star Wars section, they had all these like vintage Han Solo box stuff, and I'm just like, fuck it. I paid for the shipping, and I didn't even want the free, whatever. Like, it's just done. Like, it's so hard to feel anything. And anybody that's making the content right now, they're just looking for like basic clicks because it's like, you're a Star Wars channel. There's like nothing to talk about with fucking Star Wars right now. It could do this, it could do that, and the moon could be made out of cheese and monkeys could fly tomorrow. Like all these things could happen, but they're not.
Love is gone in a lot of aspects, and I feel like a lot of people have just kind of fallen off and gone to different things, myself included.
That's I saw, and I say this to somebody who saw Return of the Jedi in the theater as a kid at 3 years old. That was the first movie I ever got to see. And again, that's the only reason I went to see frickin' Rise of Skywalker, because my mom, who is like, we don't know if she's going to make it a month. We don't know if she's going to make it a year. It's one of those deals. So it's like, this is the last Star Wars movie I'm ever probably going to be able to see with her, theoretically being released. So I'm like, we're going to go watch this. I told her, I said, I already know what happens. It's shit. And I'm going to swear a lot. And she's like, all right, so we just got really baked, me and my sister and my mom, and went and watched it. And yeah, within 5 minutes of the movie starting, I literally sat up in my seat and was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Like, and I'm just like, that didn't stop for the entire run of the movie. And my mom was like, you weren't kidding. I was like, no. I was like, and this is me on like 3 edibles and some like heavy duty shit, like trying to watch this. And I'm still this angry. I'm like, you see, I was like, that's the thing is like, I'm passionate about it because I freaking grew up with Star Wars. I love Star Wars. You know, I mean, one of the coolest Halloween costumes, my mom handmade me a Stormtrooper outfit when I was a kid because we were too broke to buy a Stormtrooper costume. So that's what I got. And it was dope as hell. And I loved it. I started collecting action figures again. And it's like, I bring this back to correlate to the point of they're losing money when they push away people like me, the 40-year-old white males that they don't want your money. It's like, I looked back at my PayPal account in 2017. I spent around $5,000 on fucking Star Wars toys. Okay, that's disposable income that I have to spend on shit. You're telling me that my disposable income is not welcome in your brand, so I will take my money and I will fucking spend it elsewhere. So that's it. It's like you people like it's like, and I'm not saying I'd spend the most. I'm just saying I know how much I spent. And it was fucking ridiculous. And my wife was like, "It's a good thing," I was like, "Hey, I know. I was working fucking 3 jobs then. I was doing a damn thing." But it's like seriously though, it's like you take people like that and you're pushing them away. Going, we don't want your money. It's like there's plenty of other people that will take it. So fuck you then.
They don't deserve your money at that point.
No, no, it's like. Oh, go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's basically it's betraying the customer.
Mm-hmm.
Saying we're too good for the customer. We're too good to, listen to the feedback and opinions. That's the thing. Like they don't need to do every fucking thing we say because if honestly they just listen to everybody, it'd be a fucking complete blah and random scatterbrain movie like The Rise of Skywalker was.
Yep.
But what they needed to do was have a clear, straightforward vision, and Kathleen Kennedy being the head of all this should have made sure they had that path to the finale or the final stage instead of, oh fuck, what are we gonna do? Oh, let's bring back Palpatine. Let's just drop him in there and figure out how it's gonna work.
She's not a creative.
And they wrote that ending like 3 weeks before that movie came out. They hadn't even shot that yet. Like
they were still writing the ending to The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, right.
Wait, hang on a second. My sources tell me The Rise of Skywalker will be finished by December 2023.
What? Are you kidding me?
Rey is still a fucking Palpatine.
Oh my god, it's too good. Dr. Govinels, thank you so much for the super chat. Seriously, anyone opinion on the Montreal screw job, shoot or work?
It was a shoot.
That was a shoot. And Vince wanted that belt. Brett didn't want to drop it in Montreal, and Vince was like, "Yo, you're gonna drop that." Well, it was like, actually, no. It was like, hang on a second, because I'll lose my glasses. I gotta take my head. You're gonna drop that belt, Brett. We're gonna make him drop that belt. That was Vince backstage.
Oh yeah.
That was it, having a fucking aneurysm. He says he's not gonna drop it. Briscoe, get out.
Drop the belt, Brett.
Drop the belt.
Drop the belt.
So I'll play devil's advocate and say it's a work.
Okay.
Because it was all caught on film. They just so happened to be shooting Bret Hart's documentary Wrestling with Shadows at the same time, catch everything on camera. I mean, there's 1,000,001 stories about how The Undertaker pulled up to Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 14 and said, "You're going to do business right before you went out." Everyone corroborates that story. This is something we have on camera, and no one can figure out if it's real or fake. And they keep making documentaries and shit about it, too. I'd say it's a work. It's the best angle ever in wrestling. It's one of those things where maybe when he dies, you'll find out. So, like, I'd say 5 people know. Eric Bischoff's one of them, and he ain't saying shit either. I think it's all part of the thing to get Bret Hart to the WCW for more money to help him out and to create this thing. I think there's just.
I think somebody would have said something at that point. I don't think at that point Bret would have let Shawn put him in that position to where he's putting him in the sharpshooter. He's giving the championship to him, whether he tapped out or not.
Mm-hmm.
He's letting his character tap out to that character. I don't think he would ever let that happen.
He was too proud, man, because the way he was trained, in his dad, Stu Hart's dungeon, man. You did nobody out of there, nobody came out of there soft. And Brett treated it like it was a shoot. Brett treated it like it was a shoot because the U.S. is the only country that treats professional wrestling like a joke, like a sideshow. I mean, in Japan, those men are they're kings. Mexico, those men are kings. So it's like it's just like Vince had that carny, but Vince is a smart businessman. He's a smart businessman. I mean, look, he bought all his freaking competition against everything that his father said, against everything that his father promised. He bought all the freaking competition up.
I think Vince would have ignored WCW too. I don't think, to an extent, he'd make fun of Hogan, he did make fun of Savage for being there, but unlike the WCW, I don't think he'd directly bring up the competition. I don't think Brett going out there going WCW would have been a deal he would have done. That was pure spite. That was pure fuck you. Are you kidding me? You just did that to me?
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I don't think Vince knew how to handle it till about 5 minutes before the fucking deal went down. You listen to the Jim Cornette omnibus about it and stuff like that, and it's like you get a lot of good information and a lot of good feedback of what happened backstage, and it all kind of makes sense. That it was just like an on the seat their pants type of deal. Let's just do this. Okay.
Yeah.
So Andy McCown, thank you for the super chat. He says, I escaped Jim Cox's reverse bear trap last week. What the fuck is a reverse bear trap?
How did you get out of there? Harvey, what the hell were you doing?
Is Harvey that retarded puppet?
Yes.
Is that? Okay.
And how dare you call him that? He was a proud member of the puppet community.
According to the Doom Cox account, I ran him over. What would be great, what I would love if Doomcock's way of handling the fact that I am one of the people very vocally saying he's full of shit and that he, stole some of his rumors were just stolen from my videos. Is if the way he handled that was by spreading a rumor that I actually hit and ran over his puppet. I would love that.
I want to see him take his channel in a different direction too, kind of. I'd love to see him just make up fucking bogus bullshit rumors just going forward, just outlandish shit.
Did you hear that Princess Diana was confirmed to be
Yeah.
She's playing Rosa Parks, the new season of Doctor Who. Yeah.
Angelina Jolie was supposed to be Rey in the new Star Wars film.
I heard Angela Lansbury was originally cast as Jabba the Hutt in Return of the Jedi, but due to a contract dispute, they just couldn't come to terms.
I would fucking love that if he did that.
Betty White's playing Baby in the remake of Dirty Dancing.
Oh shit, I heard that one too.
Screw it. That's what I'm going to start doing, guys. I'm just going to start doing a video once a week. It's going to be Doomcock Rumors. And we call it Doomcock Rumors, and it's going to be that. It's just going to be that. And there you go. Why the fuck not? Who cares?
Just come up with another character called Peril Dick or something.
What did we call him? It was we called him, instead of Doomcock, it was like Apocalypse Tool. We had a whole bunch of nicknames we made up for him one night. It was me, Tony, and Red Gaze. We were just popping off names.
Oh my god, I love it. Oh my god. Murder Nuts. Death Nuts.
Murder Nuts. Brie Larson was supposed to be Ray. MJ1, you stop that right now.
Oh dear.
At least was in every Star Wars rumor.
Oh yeah, every Star Wars rumor.
She said she wanted to be in it to troll fans because they hated her as Captain Marvel. So we've been convinced that she's gonna be in Star Wars because she made a comment one time.
Hey, remember how Kristen Stewart made a comment about being a gay Marvel superhero?
No, because I'm not a fan person. I don't follow anything.
Well, that K2 fan says, just got my $250 Hot Toys Ray from Rise. It's awesome.
Well, I like to burn money too.
There's the person. There's the person spending money on the merchandise.
Keep your clothes in that damn thing, all right?
Yeah,
you're better than that. Don't do that.
Actually, dude, Marty McFly's in the closet. See, there's a difference though. That K2 fan, you can spend $250 on a hot toy, and it's going to be a $250 toy forever. The real good shit goes up in price. Yeah. So, hey, Michael Keaton Batman, that was a $220 hot toy. You're right, you can gush over it and jerk to it, but my Michael Keaton's now worth $1,000. And the car and all that shit. Good pop culture holds its value. Garbage Disney Star Wars shit, yeah, you get duped and pay full price. If you wait a couple weeks, a couple months, everything goes on sale, including the hot toys. If you're at all economical, don't pay full price for any of this Disney shit. It goes on sale in record time. Today's video, 70% off. I had to have Babu Frick because it was cute. That's cool. I can get Babu Frick for $7.49 because I'm not impatient.
Well, it's fucking everywhere, and there will always be more of it now.
Yep. Thank you,
It's a
Disney.
machine.
Yep.
Always.
You got nothing on my Wheezy Jefferson Funko Pop, bruh. What?
Well, you're moving on. You finally got a piece of the pop.
The only Funko Pop I've ever bought is this, because it was Wheezy Jefferson. And when do you see a Wheezy Jefferson figure? I'm like, I'm gonna order George now just so I have Wheezy and George. I'm like, I used to watch that. I watched that show as a kid.
What's the Funko Pop you would buy? Like if they made a specific character, you go, I gotta get it because it's like they got me with Axel Foley.
Yep.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, both of them.
Come on.
I'm trying to think of someone like if there's.
Where do you find like Beverly Hills Cop merch, like generally anywhere?
You don't.
You never find
You
that
have
shit.
to order that shit.
That's why I
Especially.
go on eBay after I have like every successful campaign, and I go through and buy vintage Beverly Hills Cop shit. I got Japanese magazines in the mail the other day. I'm gonna put them up in my office.
Gotta buy the Detroit coat. You know I hate the fucking team. You
I
gotta
have one of those. I should have brought it out. Fuck. I'm going back in September. I'll fly it out.
If they made like a, I don't know.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern?
Maybe.
Like a
If they did
two-pack?
If they did that, I might go for that. That'd be pretty cool. MJ1 Media says, "Hi everyone, still waiting for the Karate Kid watch party, Jeff."
Me too.
We're
Hey
all
Jeff, do you like Beverly Hills Cop 3? What's your feelings on Beverly Hills Cop 3?
Dude, I haven't watched Beverly Hills Cop 3 in about a decade, and the only time I'm going to watch it is to show Jesse just how stupid it is.
It's terrible.
Is it like the Unholy Trinity type of deal, like a Jurassic Park 3 type of thing, Halloween 3 type of thing? It's just like one of those.
Wait, Halloween 3 is a
I like
good movie.
Halloween 3. Yeah,
Halloween 3 is a good movie. It's not a good Halloween movie. It's a good standalone.
It's a damn good film, man. I'm so thankful that somebody else likes The Season of the Witch.
Dude, I've loved that movie since I was a kid. It's always been a good standalone.
I'm like everybody else. I'm like, hey, where the fuck's Michael Myers? What the fuck is this?
Michael Myers is in that movie. He's on TV.
Yes, he is. Tom Atkins and his glorious mustache sitting at the bar, and there's the ad for Halloween, and there's your correlation right there. Dun, 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 dun. Halloween.
That case Pen says, "When can I come over and pee in the new toilet?"
Well, you could come sit down in our bathroom anytime.
I mean, we should do.
What a super chat.
We should do that.
Wait.
Vegas and horror.
Yes.
Oh, Sweet Pea, no, not Halloween 4 and 5. No.
No, Halloween 4 is my favorite one. Halloween 4 is my favorite one.
You want to hear something? Halloween 4 was released the same day I was.
I was gonna say that came out on your birthday. I remember you talking about that. One of the first Halloween streams I listened to years back in 2018 when you were talking about horror movies, and that came up. I was like, that is my favorite one. That is the first Halloween movie I saw, and I saw it right when it came out. I was like 8 years old, and my mom brought it home. She's like, because horror movies were her thing, and I was like, and my son, I watched that with Trey when he was like 4. I think he saw it for the first time. It was on AMC, so
I used to watch it on AMC a lot too.
He sat through the whole thing and was like a G at like 4 years old. I'm like, all right. It didn't like he got when Michael Myers sat up on the bed, when he kind of turns like this when he's in Danielle Harris's room. That kind of freaked him out a little bit. But aside from that, he was pretty cool for the rest of the movie. So I was like, all right.
Halloween 4 is the Halloween movie I would show a kid to try to introduce him to Michael Myers because he's almost comically stupid in that one. Like he was like the mask is so cheap and he just kind of there and looks like this the whole movie. There's no suspense whatsoever.
No.
And then when you show it on AMC and they call the gore out, you're just watching like a weird made-for-TV movie about a babysitter and like a guy that can't get laid. The first one is one of the best horror movies ever made, and the second is a damn good follow-up.
Yes.
Perfect.
When you get into 4 and 5 territory, dude, and 6 with the fucking Cult of Thorn.
5 is shite. 5 is Frankenstein's monster.
Michael Myers gets arrested in like the end of the second act, and then they go back to the police station, and he just like wiped out an entire police station. He was locked up and put away, but he escaped somehow. He got his mask and knives back. Like I always hate doing these movies when he gets captured. They just like leave him in his costume or some shit. Like,
Yeah.
the first thing I do is rip your mask off and like put a gun in your mouth.
But wasn't that the one with like a bunch of different endings, or was that?
You're right.
That was part 5. Part 5 had like what?
It was like director's cut and fucking another.
There was
one,
like
it
4 or 5
completely
different
changes
endings
it.
because it was it Miramax at one point, and it shifted around so many times. And yeah, they had so many different cuts of that. But yeah, 6 had the cult because 6 was the Paul Rudd one, and
Yeah.
Paul
6 is
Rudd
one of the-
Paul Rudd still doesn't look a day older than he did when he was in Halloween 6. But you can't forget the Busta Rhymes, man. You got fucking Busta Rhymes karate fighting Michael Myers in one of
forget Halloween Resurrection.
H2O, wasn't it?
No, that was
it?
Resurrection.
Was it Resurrection? Oh,
Nick-
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
H2O was the school, the private
Nick will
school.
never
Oh,
let me
right,
forget
yeah.
that one. Well, here's an easy way to remember it, guys. Halloween H2O features LL Cool J, and
Yep.
Resurrection features Busta Rhymes. And LL Cool J is a much better actor, a much better rapper, much more talented man than Busta Rhymes. Yep.
Honestly, man, like after the first one,
I feel like I've seen that.
I just hate them more and more from there.
I have not
Even the second one for me wasn't worth the first one. It wasn't
Well,
worth
The second one, they didn't plan on having Jamie Lee Curtis be his sister. It was just kind of, it happened. They needed that connectivity. So that's how that whole thing came to be. But no, the second one's a good movie. It is. It's solid. Donald Pleasance, I mean,
Oh yeah,
he was
makes the
great.
film.
Wait, who said said the Rob Zombie? Oh my God, I hate I hate the
Yeah,
Rob
Rob
Zombie.
Zombie eat it dick.
Fuck
I don't
those
like-
movies.
I don't
Hey,
like those either.
here's Rob Zombie. Hey guys, which terrifies me because he's doing the Munsters. I'm like, oh great, the Munsters are gonna live in a trailer park and Sherry Moon Zombie's gonna get like railed 8 ways from Sunday, and they're gonna say,
I'll watch that again.
see you next Tuesday every 5 fucking minutes. You know what I mean?
We didn't need Michael Myers Begins. Sorry to interrupt, but
No, you're fine because you're absolutely right. That was it. I'm like, who asked for that? Who asked for
No.
that? Like Rob, you don't need to make everything. Not every movie has to be. It's not it's the Rob Zombie like cinematic white trash verse. Like that's basically what all his movies are. Outside of like, was it the Lords of Salem? I think.
yeah. And that's the thing. I think you could. I think it's possible to remake Halloween, and have it be really good and still honor the original. And I mean, like the original really didn't have that kind of like fall and kind of Halloween atmosphere. You know, you look at the original film, you go back and watch it. Everything's fucking green. It's California. Like this isn't.
Yep.
This isn't Maine or Pittsburgh, wherever the hell it was.
Illinois.
That's right. It's like it didn't look anything like that. Like it could be done better in a sense, I think, but I don't think the talent is out there. I don't think they'd hire the right people to do it.
Well, the thing about Halloween that it's all properties that try to recapture the magic. What they forget is the second part. So let me elaborate real quick. They'll always get you the recognizable, copyrightable character. You'll always get Michael Myers in his jumpsuit and his mask and all of this stuff, and you'll get the knife and the kills, and you'll get Jamie Lee Curtis. Everyone forgets that the story of Halloween isn't Michael Myers chasing after his sister. It's the story of his doctor going after him. You need a Dr. Van Helsing. You need a Captain Ahab to go after the whale. You need that kind of dynamic, and they don't bring that to the table. And so, even with Rob Zombie's candy ass, he couldn't capture that dynamic of Malcolm McDowell, going after this Michael Myers like this great, because his version commercialized Michael Myers. He sold the book, the movie rights, this and that and the other. Donald Pleasance could never get through to him. It was a deeper thing. It's so hollow and stupid. And so if you did remake a Halloween, you could make the setting accurate, but you would never recapture the suspense or the gravitas of a guy like making you think that this little boy is pure evil, more than just a kid who killed his sister.
No, you're right. I mean, Donald Pleasance was one of a kind.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you felt like there was danger in this child, in this person, in this character that you barely even get to see up to a certain point. Like by the time you first see Michael Myers, you know how bad of a motherfucker he is before he even kills anybody. You're already scared of this guy just because of how Donald Pleasance has kind of sold him to you as a threat. And I think you're right. That's something you really can't replicate unless you get an actor of that magnitude. And I think you might have caught lightning in a bottle with Donald Pleasance. So.
You did.
Well, look at the jackass they had in the 2018 Halloween movie.
Oh fuck!
That guy. That was that. I hated that movie so much. I wrote a review out. Right. I watched the movie 2 or 3 times. I wrote my review out. and I sat on it for like 3 or 4 months, never produced it, never put it out. And I was like, you know what? I hate this movie so much. There's only one way I can review it. I'm going to do the whole, it was like 33 minutes. I did the whole fucking review as Cleveland. I hated that. I've done a couple of those reviews. I did Avenging Force, which is a 1986 Canon Films movie. Golden Globus, starring Michael Dudikoff and Steve James. Actually, Kane Hodder makes an appearance in that as one of the goons that works for the terrible organization Pentangle, and Michael Dudikoff kicks him off a roof and kills him. So Jason Voorhees does live in the Golden Globus cinematic universe. But no, Avenging Force, I love that movie. I reviewed that as Cleveland, and I'm like, one, I really hate Halloween, so I was like, I got this idea. I'm like, I'm going to review this thing as Cleveland, and I did. And I'm like, that's the only way I could review that movie was as Cleveland. I just had to channel my inner Cleveland anger and just be like, I hated this movie so damn much. I did. It was terrible. A terrible movie. David Gordon Green did nothing, and they're like, oh, Danny McBride is producing it. I'm like, well, what the fuck does that mean? Danny McBride's funny, but I'm like, what to a Halloween franchise, what does that mean to me? You know, and I thought it was bad. The execution was bad. Yeah, I didn't like it. There's nothing about it I like. There was nothing redeeming, and I'm gonna watch Halloween Kills just out of spite, because it's like I've started watching this shit trilogy and I'm gonna finish it out. That's how masochistic I am.
I'm going to stop on the Halloween rail train so the conversation can evolve, but I'll just say one thing. My new favorite hobby is to go on Facebook. Pete, I want you to join a group with me.
Yes.
All I do, every time somebody posts something stupid about Halloween, I am just a dick, and I was like, this is the dumbest post ever, and I go and elaborate why their post means they haven't watched the movie. So if you're ever, just join me, and together we can take this place down.
I'm there.
Excited. I'd just like to acknowledge this lovely super sticker from Raging Rhino. It is a fist bump pen. Thank you, Raging Rhino. Also, let me know when I can get you and the Aussies back on the show.
Which one lives in the tank?
Who lives in the tank? I think that's Lethal. Lethal lives in the tank. Yeah, that's words. Them's is facts. So,
I actually got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Have you watched any of the newer Godzilla films by Legendary at all?
Yeah, all of them.
All of them.
How do you feel about the human characters in general?
Largely don't care.
They get in the way.
Not that
Like
great.
just mostly unmemorable.
Now, what if I said the writer of these films wants to just take the human characters out of the films and just write a monster film without the characters? How do you feel about that?
Yes.
Thoughts and opinions?
Why not?
I like it. I like it because I know where you're going with this, because I saw this article, and it's interesting because the humans they just get in the way. I mean, do we really need Millie Bobby Brown in our Godzilla vs. Kong movie? No, we don't. I've never even seen Stranger Things, and I'm sick of her. You know, the best person in these movies, as far as I can see, was I can't remember the gentleman that was the scientist that died taking the nuclear charge down to Godzilla in King of the Monsters. I can't remember his name.
Ken, was it Ken? It's Ken something, isn't it?
I think so. But
Watanabe, maybe.
I like him. I liked his character. He was the only one that I kind of had any modicum of respect for whatsoever. And then the rest of them, it's just like, if they all die, like, okay, so the group that wakes up Ghidorah, like, are you kidding me? Hey, he's gonna wipe out the world, but you know what? It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You know, like, come on. Like, this is like
I just like that the boss fight of this last movie was zombie Ghidorah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was, because Mechagodzilla's run off one of his heads, and they attach the neurons, and then the operator gets fried, so it's straight up, just Ghidorah's like muscle memory and his freaking fibers.
Yeah, Ghidorah.
So what I kind of see from him wanting to do that, I kind of see that as kind of giving up, almost taking the easy route, you know, instead of writing, you know, a good story and having, you know, the proper setup for these characters and actually making us care for those characters. Kind of symboled like a Bryan Cranston from the first Godzilla. That's like the only character.
Yeah.
It kind of shows me where we are, though, in society with movies, where you don't even. It used to be when you had like a Superman movie, you had to tell a full story with a great cast and have Superman. Now if you have the marketable thing like Godzilla, you don't need humans. You're gonna get to a point where some of these big IP movies are just all made in the computer. They're just expensive animated properties. It's weird. It's just taking the human element out of.
Yeah. No, like these, I don't think you can take the humans out 100%. You can make them the supporting cast to the monsters. You can make them relatively unimportant. I don't mind if the stakes aren't super high for my human characters, like individually, as long as they feed into the monster storyline. But I don't think you should take them out entirely. Part of the thing is, my biggest problem with the last Godzilla wasn't even the humans. Like, I think they're forgettable more than they're bad. My biggest problem is that the action itself wasn't even quality. It was like, dude, this is 90% slow motion. Like, you're cutting me out of 50% of the choreography of this entire movie because you've just done it all in slow motion at halftime, so you wouldn't have to, I don't know, pay more money for fancier effects. But it just seems to me like you have to. It's not the humans that you need to make me care more about. It's the creatures. Like, you root for Godzilla in all the Godzilla versus movies, going back, unless except for Godzilla versus King Kong, in which case, I don't know, pick your side. But in general, Godzilla versus whatever, the whole point is you're rooting for Godzilla. He's the main character. He's the protagonist, because the other monster is worse. And that's who you're meant to care about. In these ones, it's like the humans were the ones we're meant to care about, and the monsters are just meant to be the tools for the humans, like backing up the humans. It's supposed to be the other way around. So if they get that right, then I'm not really bothered how good or bad the humans are, as long as they get the monster stuff right, Yeah,
I think you're right, and I think they don't have their shit. Like I said, they don't have their shit together with the humans, so therefore it really shows.
Yeah.
And you're right. Maybe if they were like a background character, or supporting Godzilla, maybe it'd be different. But I don't think this writer should be able to write these new movies and not have to write these human elements to it too, because I feel like that kind of takes the audience out of the film. No matter what it's going to be, it's going to be more like I don't know, how would that work, like a 2-hour short film where you just follow Godzilla around and what he's doing from day to day, fucking shit up, I guess. But
yeah, really, but that's the point. Like, what are we going to actually see? If there's not going to be, like, when you say take the humans out, like, does you mean not have human characters at all?
None.
Or,
no human characters. I mean, I don't know if they're going to be in like the background or like, oh, there's humans down there somewhere, or what. But
because I was thinking, like, if they're just like, if we just like pop into a lab and hear scientists talking about this, but then aren't introduced to people, that is something I could live with depending on how it's done. But if it's just like, no people, fuck people, we are literally just going to follow the monsters around,
That's stupid, because creatures in general, animals in general, we love our cats, they only do a handful of tests in just different locations. Like, oh, they're eating here, they're eating there. Oh, they're sleeping here, they're sleeping on nothing. That's it. So what are you going to do? You're going to watch Godzilla eat shit, sleep. Eat shit, sleep. Not every minute is action. No character's entire life is action. I think it's a really dumb idea if you just watch Godzilla sleep and get up and interact with the sun and then fight a monster and have a meal.
Yeah. Unless they plan to humanize him to an extent that makes him either to an extent that's not like the previous movies, or to something that's more like the 60s films where they just don't give a fuck and he's fucking flying around, blowing his breath and sliding around his damn tail, drop kicking people, I don't know what they're planning on doing other than that kind of shit, because you can't really have a monster and then not really have a narrative, like, especially for like an hour and a half, 2-hour movie. Like, that's just not going to cut it. You talk like a 10-minute short film or something, fine, but you can get away with that.
Maybe we're going to get an inner monologue.
Voice by Mike Myers.
No.
Godzilla has Morgan Freeman's voice inside his head.
Oh, they did that shit. They've done that shit so bad.
That'd be terrible.
It would have been better if Sam Kinison was still alive and Sam Kinison could not narrate Godzilla. But just that shit. I can't.
That'd be a great narrator.
Gilbert Gottfried is great at
Oh yes, take my money. Gilbert Gottfried is Godzilla. Like That would be freaking amazing. Somebody make that happen before something happens to Gilbert Gottfried or EVS. He signs he gets an autograph to EVS.
He got a fucking autograph from Patty Hitchcock.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he was talking about it on the stream. She died 43 minutes earlier.
Yep.
What a weird coincidence. Like, he had just got this autograph back in the mail, and she died today.
Oh.
Weird.
Yeah.
He's got to fucking stop, man.
He's murdering them all.
I mean, she was 93, but still, you think.
Why don't you too?
I currently, on my phone, speaking of Gilbert Gottfried, have a recording that Gilbert Gottfried made for a friend of mine because he worked for him for a project recently. So
Okay.
I don't know what's public yet, what he's put out publicly yet, but I'll find out what I can and can't say. But yeah.
I guess he's going to be in the movie. We just haven't confirmed.
Good.
He's been on a bunch of different shit lately. I'm sure you could probably get him on here if you really tried.
That Casey fan says Godzilla versus Kong. I want to see Jeff versus Andy from Popcorn Planet. Just bash that pretty little face in, Jeff. Bash it good. Jeff is strong and mighty. That would be the most hilariously like
Fight.
Because Andy wouldn't he would know he was not. He would just like scream.
Andy would give up. He'd be like, he's like, can we talk this out?
He's like, can we not? Like, he would just
I'd
try
be
to
like, all right,
Andy.
we can talk it out. I don't really want to fight you anyway. But if it was like gun to my head, we had to both fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little offensive.
Okay, so I know you haven't watched this movie together, but Detroit Rock City. One of my favorite lines is the guy goes, "Please, sir, don't kick my ass!" Like just like that. I'd like to imagine Andy saying that, and then sorry, like a Tropic Thunder, and then just one across the face. It's got real fucking hard.
That would be nice. Captain Obvious, thank you. Gilbert Gottfried, voice of Parrot in Aladdin. I know.
Yep.
You know.
Gilbert Dice Clay, folks. Google it.
I just think that it's hilarious that
Gilbert Dice Clay.
That I haven't seen what he said on my phone.
Ridiculous.
Oh God. Every time I think Andrew Dice Clay, I just go automatically to that one. He's like, so I got my tongue up this chick's ass, and she starts giving me a fucking attitude. I'm just like, that is like, and he's still doing, I think he was still doing his stage show in Vegas, and it's so funny because like his glasses were like this thick, and you know, it's like, you see him up on stage, but he's still the same Andrew Dice Clay. It's like, The Adventures of Ford Fairlane, if you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. That fucking movie's so hilariously stupid. It's fucking great. Oh, I'm not saying it's not high art. It's horrible, but my God, it's got Al Bundy in it, man. Ed O'Neill. Remember, he's the detective. My disco booty time. He had his fucking disco record.
Every time I think of Andrew Dice Clay, I just think about the time that one of my best friends of all time had the most disappointing sexual encounter of her entire life with his son. Yeah, true story. Yep. He at that point in his life, he did not like pussy. So does comedy as well, and does not do comedy anything like his dad does comedy. Although he does look, unfortunately, kind of like him if you look from the right angle. But my friend went home with him, and at that time he did not like pussy, and this was part of the severe disappointment. But about 6 or so months later, I'm running an open mic, and he comes back in, and he starts doing a bit about how he went down on a girl for the first time. And I'm like, oh, I must tell Ginger. She'll be so proud. So that's my Andrew Dice Clay's son doesn't know how to lick pussy story.
What an uncultured swine he is.
Also, of all the people to not know how to lick pussy.
Right, your dad is has one of the filthiest mouths in the business. It would stand to reason he knows what to do with it.
Right, his tongue has been everywhere and told all the stories of it. Like you think you'd have taught the chip off the old block a thing or two along the way, but no, I guess not.
You just see him. Listen here, kid. This is what you gotta do, huh? You know, I mean, just that Andrew Dice Clay. Apparently, it didn't work. It didn't take. It didn't take.
Sound like, honestly, he does sound like a softer spoken version of his dad too. Like his voice has he has that the accent and the cadence. Like it's just it's all there. It's weird. It's a weird experience.
What are messages I could hear for 500, Alex, from Superman Adam Shawhan, Joey Styles? Oh my god!
I got to use that in the Batwoman videos when what's her name? When Wallace Day kicked Batwoman through the glass window, the glass breaks, and I had the Joey Styles. Oh my god! That and when Alice stabbed Faya with the Jesus blood knife.
Hey, if you ever get a chance, do me a favor. Use that Vince McMahon audio clip. What a maneuver!
Which one?
What a maneuver! Joey
Oh.
was the commentator for ECW, and that was his catchphrase. Oh my god! He was. So normally when we watch wrestling, it's like a 2-man or 3-man booth.
Yeah.
It was just him at times.
So
So it was like this one guy trying to do this, and these matches are really high energy, and like, some of these dudes have gone to be legends. It's just this guy down in Philly. It's crazy.
Yep.
Oh, is that Joey Styles?
Yeah, Joey Styles. Shit, dude. Outside of Gordon Soley, for me, it doesn't get any better than commentators. Like, I'll give it to Mike Tenay too, for knowledge. Just being knowledgeable. He's up there too, man. Bobby the Brain. Just greatness behind. That's how I started in the wrestling business, was as a color commentator. I was a heel color commentator, and me and my the guy that would go on to be my tag team partner later in my career would script all. We would go through the card, and we would sit down and we would write jokes for, like, I would say on the mic, because we would record it live, and then we'd go through and re-record it and fix it, and as they say, fix it in post, and redo our play-by-play and stuff like that. So I think Phil actually asked me to do some work for him for his promotion. And where's his at? Jeff, is he in Cincy?
Yeah.
With his promotion. He asked me to do some commentary work. I got to get back with him on that. That sounds fun, actually. That's the only thing I can do that's close to the wrestling business and not get divorced, is do commentary from away from being at a venue.
We should find an open mic in Cincinnati for Hardhound.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be fun. I haven't done stand-up in fucking years. That would be fun. I'd be nervous as shit. I'd have to be really drunk.
Do it.
I'd have to be really
get
drunk.
back on stage. I haven't done it since before the pandemic. So.
Oh, while we're talking about Horror Hound, Pete, you want me to give you a location where Airbnb is going to be so you can try to stay close?
Yeah, actually. You can just message it to me and everything, and absolutely,
No, say
brother.
it publicly over the air.
Okay, so we're going to stay in Fort Wayne, Indiana at 124 IHOP Drive.
Ooh, IHOP.
Percolator Lane. I don't know. If you can find me in that location, fine. I made it up. Good.
But yeah, man, absolutely. I'm going to try to talk the wife into coming down on Friday.
Nice.
Try to get an extra day out of it if I can. I might have to do some serious schmoozing and groveling and extra.
Do it.
I can do it.
Too bad not everyone has all the time we do, because Wednesday night we're doing an AEW show. It's in Cincinnati. They're filming Dynamite, or broadcasting it live from University of Cincinnati. Then Thursday, I don't know what the hell we're going to do. We're going on another date in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Cool. Hang on to that. And then, Friday is Horror Hound, man. It'll be a blast. I got you and the lady your badges. So
Yes.
you just come to me, and your weekend is covered.
Absolutely, man.
Do you guys want to know something really cool that I just discovered? If you Google the Zach Blackfire shirt and you spell it correctly, like, an ad will pop up immediately for the Zach Blackfire shirt, because there's no other such thing. If you guys want to know what the fuck this is, I'm going to show you.
What the fuck is that?
The link was
If
too
you want
long.
to know what the fuck
The
this
link
is,
is terrible.
so would I.
So would I. Okay, I got to share that. Can we do this correctly? Do you have a shareable link? Teespring, you are the worst. You're so bad at links. They're like, no, you can't share this anywhere.
I like how this segment
Whoa.
starts. Hey, this is cool.
Wait. What are you typing in? All right, because I'm typing in. I like big assholes, and can I come? But
You type that in.
I'm getting some completely different
Type
than
in
what you're
the
getting.
Zach Blackfire shirt.
That's what I have to type in as well as that, or just type in that?
Just the Zach Blackfire shirt.
All right. Kids, don't type in that. What I
Do not
just said.
type in
Adults don't.
like big assholes that I cannot come.
Do
If
not
that's
do
what the
that.
shirt says. That is in fact what is written on the Zach Blackfire shirt.
Fancy shirt.
It's a great shirt.
It is the Barbara Bush.
Okay, did you give me a link?
No, I just took you directly to your Twitter.
No. So yeah, so there it is. So you're just gonna have to type by yourselves because apparently Teespring sucks. It's right there. Zach Blackfire's in the chat, so you know how to. I like Big Asshole and I cannot come. He is so on board with the shirt. He's also super drunk, which is why he's very on board.
Yeah.
Actually, I think he's on board with this shirt sober. But I'm actually gonna make a dedicated video for his birthday, which was like last month for those sucker.
Just a little belated anyway. Just a little
super late. I'm like over a month late at this point.
Are you doing it for past birthday or the next birthday?
For future birthdays.
Okay.
For future birthday.
You might be on time for next.
Future
Hey.
birthday.
Hey.
Thank you. But yeah, if you like big assholes and you cannot come, or just
And we all
really
do.
want this shirt,
And you want to show the world
yeah,
how you feel.
you can literally just Google the Zach Blackfire
You know,
shirt and you'll find
It's
your way.
American to share your views and feelings on anything,
Ooh.
so why not share your views on big assholes?
Speaking
And
of
your
which,
lack of
let me stop
ejaculation.
sharing, but let me order one for myself because
Ejaculation
I hadn't ordered one. Remember, I hadn't ordered one yet because I
are terrible.
are terrible. No, because we were moving, and I was like,
Didn't want some old lady wearing your shirts or something, right?
so actually, I really do. So now I gotta order mine. I'm gonna wear it everywhere. So excited. Oh, hello, Michelle. Welcome to the podcast. But yeah, also exciting things that are gonna happen is you guys all need to go to. Oh, Echo Base Network is here too. What's up? You all need to go follow me on Livit.
He's coming to Oregon, by the way.
Yay!
Yeah, he said he's gonna try to make it up. I said that last week. I was so excited. I'm like, yeah,
Oh,
that's gonna be
tight.
fun. That's gonna be fun, man.
Yeah, Zach Blackfire, you said you moved to New Jersey. That sucks. New Jersey's terrible. I'm sorry, but we'll hit you up when we're on the East Coast. But hey, so if you follow me on Livit, there's you can join my army on Livit. I'm not really sure what that entails, but I think it's kind of like Patreon, but for Livit. And there's a group chat now, which is exciting because it's exciting. Also, I'm going to get little mindless mob pins made, a la Cody's awesome design. Event. Oh, you left Jersey. Oh, good for you! Hooray! Where did you move to? Obviously, you don't have to say over here. But you're in Pennsylvania. Cool. Are you in like Philly area? Because that's even better. Tight. Well, I'm glad you got the fuck out of Jersey because fuck Jersey. I was gonna say I thought you were from Jersey before. Anyway, so many things happening. Go follow me on Livit, etc. Join my army because when you do, I'm gonna get these little awesome pins and give them to you. So that'll be fun. I also play music on there, which is a cool.
But you have to wear it on your chest every day. Can't take it off.
Keep it into your flesh.
And yeah, when you have a shower, you have to press it in there. Jump in.
Hey, question for you guys. When you watch like mob movies, do you root for the mobsters or the law?
The mobsters.
Yeah.
I'm a heel fan. I always root for the bad guys. They're cooler.
Well, it's usually like Pacino or like De Niro, and it's
Not in the Untouchables.
Yeah, I'll agree with
Yeah.
Jeff on that one. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, the Untouchables is one. Yeah. Because of Sean Connery too in that, man. That was
But like,
You fucking killed James Bond, you bastards.
Scarface.
Like, throw a cocksucker off a building. I don't care. Do what you got to do.
Yeah,
Kill a motherfucker. You know?
I'm definitely always rooting for the bad guys. I think I just appreciate the Machiavellian approach of the mob. It just sometimes makes more sense, you know.
What's your favorite, Jesse? What's your favorite mob movie, Jesse?
Favorite mob.
Actually, all of you. What's all your favorites? Let's go.
That's a good one. Favorite, I'm probably always going to go with the God. Well, I don't know. Definitely the Godfather right now. I have a lot more exploring to do, though.
Part one?
But definitely the Godfather.
Part one? Oh, you probably love part three. Part three is probably your favorite, right?
Fuck you. Part 3 doesn't exist. That is a two-part movie. That is
Why
it.
do we have six?
There's two parts.
Yeah.
There's two parts.
All right, Jeff. What's your favorite mob movie?
Why
So
is this different?
he's not really a mobster. He's a good immigrant. I mean, if Scarface counts, that's my favorite one. But I guess since he's not in the mob, I'll say
I mean, he kind of starts his own mob in a way.
Who takes over Frank's crime family? Because that's mine too. Is Scarface? Honestly.
Oh, okay. Then if you're gonna count Scarface, then I'm gonna count Scarface because, like, a lot of. Okay, so you know how in the '80s we had a lot of modern classics that they don't hold up to certain ones, but in their own right they're just as good, if not better. That's where Scarface falls for me. It's like The Godfather is the gold standard, but like Scarface is the gold standard for the '80s. It's just a different type of crime movie, and I think it tells a cool story, but in a really contemporary way. Like, the movie's got a great soundtrack. It really drives home the point, and no mob movie was so current. Like, if you think about it that way, The Godfather is what? It takes place in the '40s, right? Right after World War II is when Michael comes back. Yeah. Scarface is like a modern day cocaine cowboy movie in the midst of the cocaine cowboy craze. It's cool. Like, no other crime movies like that. Everything's a period piece.
Yeah.
And it's not Italian, like other than like Carlito's Way, like most of them are the Italian mob for the most part.
I like a Bronx Tale. A Bronx Tale was good, but Scarface is my favorite. Like, I've got Scarface like all around me in my office. You can't see it because I'm in the Orville right now, but no, I do. Scarface was my pick too. I was like, he takes over a crime family that's pre-existing. When he eliminates Robert Loggia, L for look, it's Robert Loggia. I could go through the whole spiel. Oh my God, it's Robert Loggia. No, but when he takes out Frank, and in the end, he screws over the South American connection.
Casino, that's a good one too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Casino's an amazing movie. Casino and Goodfellas, Heat. I mean, there's a ton. Like I said, you said Carlito's Way. A Bronx Tale's another good one. There's so many. Jeff mentioned Untouchables earlier. That's another one from the '80s. That's when you can't really root for the bad guys in that. Like, that's you gotta. They're
killing fucking. You don't fucking kill kids, man. Don't kill kids.
See?
I'm a fan of Mean Streets as well. I do think it's a solid start.
The sequel as well, Mean Girls.
such a direct.
Have you seen the sequel to Mean Streets, the Mean Street Posse?
That's for you. Can I?
Rodney, Joey, and Pete Gas.
Super juicy answer.
Huh.
My favorite mob movie is the one that I'm writing. It's really good. It is. I'm not gonna be humble. Like, the idea is good. I had something to execute. At the level that I
was that a mob joke?
No.
You just did.
No.
What's your least favorite mob movie? Anybody got least favorite? One that you don't like.
Godfather. I've seen it like 2 or 3 times.
Part one, right? Part one?
Yeah, the first one. I've seen all of them. I acknowledge it. It is a phenomenal. It is a cultural. It is a piece of art as far as cinema goes. It was boring. I respect it. I respect it, but not for me. You know what I mean?
I enjoy the shit out of it. I love it. I get viscerally into it. Oh,
I'll respect that, because my least favorite is actually Godfather 2. I found that to be boring.
You guys are killing me.
Yeah,
I'm liking this take.
Godfather 1, Age is a classic. Loved it to death. But yeah, the second one, I don't know. Maybe it's just the time. A couple times I viewed it, it was just so long, and I love the ending, of course. The ending was great, but
I do like the first one better, but the second one to me is still great. Yeah. It's like I get so invested, and I love the parallels too of the rise with the fall. Like, as one is building his empire, the son is destroying it. I've never actually seen Godfather Part 3, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that's my least favorite mob movie.
Yeah.
Fun deep take, too. Any of you guys ever seen the original, nothing to do with the Tony Montana one, but the original movie Scarface?
I have not seen it. I'm aware of it, but I have never watched it.
Solid mob movie as well.
Is it?
From the 30s, eh? That's the one that they made, isn't it like in association with actually Al Capone, like helped them make it or something? I think it was.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Is it supposed to be?
Or they made it for him or some shit like that. Yeah.
It's supposed to be based on him.
So I googled mob movies, and under mafia murder movies, Heat popped up as well. I didn't think of that as a mob movie, but Heat was also very high up on my list.
A robbery movie, yeah, that was a good one too.
Fucking awesome movie, dude. I'm trying to give you an answer for one I hate.
Or not like hate, but like I didn't really like that one as much. I think like, I don't hate Godfather 2, but like it's not really one I liked as much.
Boondock Saints 2.
I didn't.
Boondock Saints is another favorite.
Now, Boondock Saints is a movie I could also put on a list of like movies I can tolerate, but everyone else likes it more than me.
Same here. I watched both of them, and I'm like, okay. I watched them, and everyone's like, did you? I'm like, they were okay. You know, I didn't hate them. I didn't like them tremendously. I mean, they were just there for me. No, I'm right there with you on the Boondock Saints.
I love the first one. I still haven't seen the second one.
The second one has this really great scene where they take in a third guy, and he kicks in the door, and he goes, "Who ordered the whoop-ass fajitas?" And he goes, "That's fucking stupid." And it's like they tell him like next time he needs to come up with a better phrase to kick in the door. And I won't tell you what it is, but like it's a pretty good setup joke. Other than that, the movie sucks. Like it's called All Saints Day.
Yep.
It's so dumb. It's so over the top.
Oh jeez. Honestly, I don't like The Departed. How everybody dies.
I
was gonna say The Departed was my answer, but I didn't realize it was.
I didn't like that one either.
No, I honestly like the setup. I like the build. I like the characters. They make you really invest in everybody in the story. And they're like, we're gonna kill this motherfucker, kill him, and then by the end you're just like.
I don't think this has ever happened before. I think we are currently corrupting the mind of an unborn child.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
This is awesome. This is so exciting.
Sorry.
Thank you, Michelle, for doing
Oh,
this.
that's terrifying. That's terrifying.
I feel honored. I've corrupted so many youths.
The two Utes.
Yeah. This kid's gonna learn the shit out about movies, though. This kid's gonna learn the shit about movies.
Yeah, Michelle, if your daughter is obsessed with mob movies, I'm not sorry.
Or Han Solo.
Yeah, definitely Han Solo. Also, congratulations. That's so exciting. Yay! That's so exciting. 2 youths.
So speaking of movies for research,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta watch Ghostbusters like a whole bunch more.
Like,
But I want to watch mob movies as well.
Yeah, because I'm writing a mob movie, so I have to research it.
Nice.
We have to do the researches.
Like an Italian mob, or like what's kind of like
The Jews.
Jewish mafia.
So I'm going period. Sorry, but it's Murder Inc. The Jewish side of it. So if you're familiar with with that era, Murder Inc. was basically the hitmen for the 5 families and anyone else too. They were contracted out. At this point, you had the national syndicate going, so you had communication between the major mob families in all the major cities in the country, and the Brownsville boys were contract for hire, basically. They were run out of the back of a candy shop called Midnight Roses. I just like, oh, they did. And and it was like, yeah, send them on a train to go out to Kansas City, whack somebody, come back, done. Pick up the contract. But yeah, so I love just that ruthlessness. I also love this idea. I just started learning about that a few years ago, and I was like, we always think of Jews as like, the joke is that they're the accountants, for the mob and all that. In fact, one of the most famous Jewish mobsters was known as the accountant, which is funny because he wasn't an accountant. Meyer Lansky.
Yep, I was gonna say Meyer Lansky.
Yep. Not a fucking accountant, one of the most brutal motherfuckers out there. He's gonna make a cameo in my movie. It's based on true events. During World War II, a lot of cities, the mayors went to some of the mobsters and they basically said, keep the Nazi sympathizers off the streets. There's the German American Bund had presences in a lot of the cities. And in New York, he told Lansky, he basically said, don't leave any bodies. Rough them up, scare them, do whatever you have to do to keep them off the streets, keep them from gathering, but don't leave any bodies. And so that's kind of where my character Joe comes in, because they're like, oh, well, if we don't hire you, you're not part of the mob. You can kill whoever you want to. So he kills Nazis.
Killing Nazis, yeah.
That's sort of the gist. But yeah, that's welcome to my madhouses. Wait, what? Where is the love mob movies? And I get no shout out. Well, I will kidnap Jeff, and we'll see how that goes. Well, then we'll just make a real life mob movie, I guess. So there you go. Well, what's your favorite Welcome to My Madhouse? Feel free to let us know.
It's a madhouse or so they claim.
I don't know. Who's your Mount Rushmore of mob movies, though?
Dick Tracy.
Ooh, nice.
Dick
Dick Tracy with Warren Beatty. You mean Bullworth?
Yeah.
Warren Beatty was in Bullworth, man. That movie's great. That movie's so great. Come on, Warren Beatty rapping. But the Mount Rushmore of mob movies.
Now, are these our favorites, or what do we consider the greatest?
Yeah.
Because my list would be very different depending on what you do.
Well, probably your favorites, because I think that's probably ones that matter the most to you, obviously, right? Like everybody knows like the ones that are the best, potentially. But like, what's your favorite? So like,
I got Scarface, Casino, Goodfellas, and probably, God, I'm gonna have to go with The Untouchables because it was one of the first ones I saw when I was young. That's mine right there.
Mine's probably the same, except Godfather instead of Untouchables, and I'd probably say that.
I think I'm putting up Godfather 1 and 2, then Goodfellas. I'm going to round it off with The Departed, because I like Mean Streets, but I think The Departed is just a more mature example from Scorsese.
Okay, so I'll do Scarface, Goodfellas, Casino, and then according to the Google list, all of these are mob movies, right?
I feel like I'm forgetting one that I like.
Because according to this, it says Leon is a mob movie. If it is, I would pick that as my.
It says it's a mafia murder movie. That's not the same thing.
Well, then that was what some of these other things are popping up from. So when I just type in mob movies,
you can use your discretion. Or
then I don't want to. Then I would say, if that's the case, then I would put it on there because I love that movie. But my fourth one would probably be. I don't know. Probably what Pete picked, The Untouchables. That was just a good Mount Rushmore.
Hey guys, one in the chat if you think Michelle's going to be a good mom.
What's that one with Tom Hanks?
The Road to Perdition.
Oh, yeah.
That's based on a comic book.
Is it? Yeah.
Is it? I think I own that, but I don't know if I've ever watched it. It's just one of those ones that it hit my shelf, and I was gonna watch this, and yet I've seen The Lady Killers twice, so I just want to shoot myself in the face. I don't know.
Ooh, wait, you know what? No, hold on. I want to roll back. I want to change. I want to take Departed off of my Rushmore, and I want to put up Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, that's good. Would Snatch count then? And somebody mentioned that's a fucking great movie. That one, I saw somebody mention Reservoir Dogs earlier. That's another one that I love is Reservoir Dogs. God, that fucking movie. Just the soundtrack to that movie alone.
Reservoir Dogs is great.
It's phenomenal.
I was thinking that one would kind of count, but I don't know if I like Reservoir Dogs as a great example. The thing is, it's my favorite Tarantino movie. It's one of definitely in my top 50, and but I don't know if I would consider it as a great example of a mob movie. It's just, like it's got Tarantino's fingerprints on it. It's great in its own way, but to me, it misses a lot of the hallmarks for what I would look for in a mob movie.
Yeah.
For me, one of the most attractive things is you have to have that. You have to have a really powerful character, a really simple, powerful character, and Reservoir Dogs lacks that core element that makes sense.
Yeah, because it was kind of supposed to be Tim Roth, but it really didn't. I guess you would say because he would be your main protagonist in that.
Well, he was sort of. I think this is the way Tarantino always kind of deconstructs the genre when he plays with it, because he's a film nerd.
Yeah.
So, like, Tim Roth is that. He's your epicenter. He's your gravitas guy, but he, as that character, I think on purpose lacks the gravitas. I mean, he's the nervous undercover cop. I think purposely lacks the gravitas to hold that focus. Whereas you have Harvey Keitel, your wild card character, who really is your the guy who pulls your focus, but he's not plot wise as relevant. So it's like it's Tarantino. He Tarantinoizes it, which is great, and I love it, and I enjoy the piss out of it. But it's like, to me, the Michael Corleone character is like, that's why Godfather lands pinnacle for me, is because I could write essays about that character all day long. So.
Yeah. Okay. I see the chat saying it's a heist movie. Okay. All right. I'm sorry, chat. I'm fucking sorry. What do you want my fucking contrition to be? What do you want me to fucking do now? Go out back and wrestle fucking Sam Squinch?
Oh, that Casey fan says, Jesse, can you write me in as the comic relief? This movie doesn't really have dedicated comic relief. Mine doesn't. But I'll think about it. A you character. Grudge's fandoms. Now we open up a can of worms. Can I be written in as a Hasidic tailor who bashes a Nazi over the head with his sewing machine to buy time for an escaping protagonist?
Well, you gotta do it now.
Yeah,
oh God, what are the ideas? Because that could actually work.
It's on the table now.
Yeah. If it's good, it's good. Hey.
If it works, it works. Hey, Godfather was on AMC tonight with part 2. There you go. We live in a simulation. I didn't plan to talk about mob movies all night tonight, but thank you, Fern. Your name has no vowels.
Why is like a part-time lazy vowel? That's what Family Guy said anyway. I don't know.
I bet Kurt Vonnegut has something to say about why is a vowel. I bet he had Kurt Vonnegut had something to say about semicolons that I never forgot. It called them the bastard child of colons, and it stuck with me. And it changed my relationship with semicolons. I stopped using them for a while, and then started using them far more thoughtfully. Now, when a semicolon is called for, I will use a semicolon, even if it's via casual text message. And when semicolons are used incorrectly, it makes me bristle a little bit. You know what? Fuck it. This is where I return to my channel. I'm going to make a video about semicolons and how people don't use them right.
Nice. Oh boy.
Anyway,
I'm notorious for that. Well, not misusing them, but I'm kind of a grammar. Yeah, that was my. I'm not a math and science guy. I'm a grammar and English kind. Yeah, that's. So I under more. When people send Twitter, you see these people and they try to make these sarcastic, snarky tweets, these weirdos on Twitter, and it's they write it like they're a 14-year-old girl writing a text message, and it's do you not understand capitalization and punctuation? I mean, there's no better way to accentuate an emboldened sentence using an exclamation point, but you have chosen to use no capitalization or punctuation whatsoever, and it drives me fucking nuts. But I'm weird like that. I do. I just look at that and I'm like, how am I supposed to take this person seriously? They can't even form a sentence.
I'm with you. I think that all these things are the hallmarks of our acceptance of ignorance as a society, and we've all gone downhill as we've done it. I'm with that 100%. I think it's a lot of bullshit.
In a time where you grow up with the fucking internet, you should be able to learn how to form a complete sentence properly. It's sad. I actually learned more from using the internet and chat rooms and forums and all that kind of shit than I ever did from school. I learned how to use commas and periods properly and at the proper times, how to do paragraphs, because of people being like, hey, what the fuck's that supposed to mean? What's that say? Where's your punctuation? Being called out on the internet kind of taught me how to properly form my shit and get my stuff together. So it's. I don't understand how people can still, talk like cavemen when it comes to the internet when, they should be learning how to do it properly by now, at least.
Fun University. Yes, I am a fucking school. Yeah, I'm a substitute teacher. Yes, I know. Yes, I do. That's what I do. So yeah, I haven't. Luckily, it's only been one in-class assignment so far. I basically just teach PE right now until I get all my shit in order. But yeah, I'll be in the classroom more this year. So
You know what they
Yeah.
say: those who can't do teach, and those who can't teach them.
It's fun. It's fun. I like to. I let them play dodgeball and shit. Are you kidding me? These kids get to play fucking dodgeball in an age where like dodgeball is so wrong. You can't do that. I'm like, kids, we're getting the fucking dodgeballs out and we're gonna beat the shit out of each other for an hour. Let's have fun. Do this. If somebody, I was like, somebody cries, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I was like,
Well,
yeah, I'll
so-
sign the waiver.
To any of the kids with balls, like you're a god at that point. It's like, fucking right, man. Like savior. You know, the games we've been missing. Like that's always how it's been with substitute teachers.
Oh yeah,
Like,
dude.
that's cool.
They're and it's like I have a bunch of good kids. Like I taught the in class I did was middle school, and they're awesome. Like they all know, like my son goes to school and everything, so they know my son's there, and I'm there every day anyway. If I'm not teaching, I'm always there anyway, doing something. So it's like, they know me. So in class it was easy. They were chill as hell, and they wanted to talk because they know I YouTube, but I wouldn't tell them what my channel was. And then one of my 8th graders is smart as fuck, and he figured it out, and he's sitting there and he's watching one of my Batwoman reviews, and we're like in the middle of class, and I just had him doing something, and all of a sudden you hear Eric Bischoff go, "The lesbians," and you hear Jerry the King Lawler, "Yoo-hoo!" And I was like, "You son of a bitch, Owen, turn it off. That's a Batwoman review. Turn it off. There's a lot of expletives in there. Turn it off." You're gonna see that Eric Bischoff lesbians gif about 37 times in this 27-minute review, though. Turn it off, Owen. Owen, turn it off.
Zach Blackfire says Mr. Jaws shirt is my spirit teacher. You're now his spirit teacher. I'm very proud of you.
I wore my Jaws hoodie to school one day. When I got a hoodie too like this. I wore that to school. Kids got a kick out of that. They're like, "You always have cool shirts, Mr. Pete." I'm like, "Cause I'm not old." I'm like, "I'm chilling, man." I'm like, This is how I come to school dressed most of the time.
Can I call you Mr. Jaws shirt from now on?
That's fine. That's
like
fine.
it.
Absolutely fine. I'll be.
Do you
Mr.
like any of
Jaws
the
shirt.
sequels, man?
Oh my God, no. No. Other than the first one, they were.
So you're like how I am with Halloween, then, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I remember watching the one where they were in Jamaica, where the shark followed them all the way to Jamaica. I was like, how? As a kid, I'm like, how did they get Michael Caine in this?
He wanted to buy a house.
How do we're fucking
That's what
mega
Richard
sharks?
fucking tall his. It's like anytime you see somebody and you're like, why did that person make that movie or agree to do that movie? He's like, look at the qualifying life events. Did they just get married? Did they just get divorced? Have a kid?
Yep.
I want to know where the fucking lab is in this movie universe that's just tossing out all these giant fucking sharks in the goddamn water that keep attacking people like this. Like, what the fuck? Giant fucking monster sharks. Just, whoop, whoop, we lost another one, Chief. Whoop, we lost another one, Chief. Fuck.
It's like that movie Alligator. They flush that little gator down the toilet. Next thing you know, it's eating people. I mean,
you guys want a good gator movie? Check out Crawl.
Yeah.
I want to see that. I want to see that.
Surprisingly solid for what it is.
Okay.
It's like, when you go into these monster movies, and you're like, they're either going to do it right or they're going to do it wrong. It's going to be derivative and predictable either way. They're either going to do it right or they're going to do it wrong. They do it right. The suspense is good. The visual quality is fine. It is solid. It's definitely worth a watch.
Perfect to watch during the Summer Olympic season because of focus on swimming.
Oh, yep, there you go. Lots of swimming. So there you go. It's good for right now. If you're feeling nostalgic for the Olympics that just ended, watch some. I think they just ended, right? I don't know. I haven't been paying close attention.
I don't watch either.
Speaking of wild animals, though, we did legitimately see a bear just in the wild while we were out. Do you guys want to see the bear? Because Jeff,
I brought it home with you.
Jeff was like, "I'm going to leave." And I was like, "I'm going to take a picture of this bear."
Turn around and walk away.
I was like, "I need to take a picture of this bear first." So here's our bear. Bear. There it is. Bear.
Holy shit.
Oh, it's on the street. Street
Yeah.
bear.
Street
bear.
bear.
The street bear.
Fucking roving street bears. Where was this?
Couch bear. I know you.
Like, as a homeless man, would you be worried about this?
Yeah. That's almost man could be dinner. Jane does have my story.
So where is this? Where are the government releasing these bears on the street?
This was up around Lake Tahoe. Yeah.
Oh, so it's like the middle of nowhere wilderness type of shit.
Yep.
So bears like, what's up? Okay.
It's great, but yeah, I guess it's resort area and all that, but the bears just kind of tootle around.
Okay.
You've been watching, like getting ready to go out there, and there was a video of like, oh, bears just come to private beach, blah blah blah.
I was thinking like, oh shit, is this Cleveland? I'm like, oh my god. But then I'm like, for a second, I'm like, oh, those fucking mega trees in the background. Like, I don't think that's Cleveland type trees.
Have you ever seen the video of the girl that tried to yell at the bear because it was eating her kayak?
No.
I played this clip on the radio when I worked in FM like 6 or 7 years ago. There's a clip of this girl, and she's like, "Bear, no, bear, that's mine." And she's like, "Bear, what are you doing?" Like screaming at this bear as it's like tearing her kayak up. It was freaking hilarious. And she's like recording the whole thing and crying. And I'm like, this is why white people get eaten in mass right here. This is why we die in horror movies and shit, because we walk right into the trouble.
Did you guys hear there was a woman was fined for she got chased by a bear, and she got fined for like being near the bear, basically. Because I guess these like a mama bear and the cubs were just out. It was at Yellowstone, I think, and everyone else was like, "Oh, there's a bear with cubs. We should go away from the bear," because all the signs say to stay away from the bear. Say it's the law to stay the fuck away from the bears. And this woman was like, "I gotta get closer and get a picture of the bear first." And so she got closer to the bear, which I did not do. I just like to put it out there. I did take a picture of the bear, but then I went away from the bear. This woman decided to get closer to the bear, got chased by the bear, and then also got fined for harassing wild bears.
You never go full Steve fucking Irwin there, you know.
No. That didn't turn out too well for him.
It's not as good, though, as the video I saw previously of the woman who pulled the same shit with the bison that were in the road.
Oh, I remember this one.
Yeah, and if her belt hadn't broken off, she might not have lived through that.
Honestly, though,
her belt and like was tossing her around.
I must say, though, if I had to walk up and pet something, I'd rather it be a bear over like a cat type of animal, like a mountain lion or something, because I feel like maybe a bear is closer to like a dog type of thing. So you can pet it.
I don't know, because a mountain lion, apparently you just make yourself big and they run away. Bears, depending, like,
but you got to go up to that motherfucker and pet him.
We've had bears at our cabin, like they right outside our window. They come out and tear up my mother-in-law's bird feeders, like metal bird feeders, like just bent them in half, like ripped them apart to get the suet out and stuff like that. Yeah, those little bastards are freaking. They're very determined animals, shall we say?
But they gonna eat your ass though. You know, if you go out there.
You know what? I don't know. Because we've had bobcats and shit around there too, which terrified me letting my dog out at night. And there's like freaking bobcats roaming around the woods. But I don't know. I'd rather deal with a bear than a cat. The bears you make yourself big with, and you yell at them enough. Unless it's a rank bear, which means they ain't scared of shit. And we've got one of those running around up here now that's killed about 3 or 4 dogs.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, a regular bear, if you yell and make noise, they'll book. They're out. Unless they've got cubs, then Mama will rip you in half.
When you go to hike Mount Whitney, you have to drive up to the Whitney portal, which it's pretty remote, but it's like a full parking lot. And there's usually people there through the day and stuff. And they tell you though, even that, then keep everything out of your car. No food, anything like that in your car. Just 2 weeks before we had gone up to do our hike, there's a video. Some guy, at least he left the door to his truck unlocked. Broad fucking daylight. People around and everything. Grizzly just came out, opened up his door, went through the truck to get some stuff, to get whatever he wanted out of it. But if the doors are locked, they'll just peel it off like they're opening a can. It ain't no joke there. It ain't no joke. Mr. Jaws' shirt is inside the Orville. Great.
Yeah, it's the Orville, man.
Which is a great fucking show, by the way.
I cannot wait for season 3 to come back.
I'm so stoked. I was thinking about starting to make some videos about it, like get people excited for season 3.
I'm on the Orville Nation channel with PJ over there, and hail to PJ, he's awesome. We've had to take a couple weeks off because he's traveling. Jay Lee, John Lamar from the Orville was on the show with us like 2 months ago.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, he came. PJ knows him through connections and things. So Jay came on the show, and he was so fucking cool. He streamed with us for like 2 hours. He has a YouTube channel, and yeah, he was so cool. Like, so he was like, if you guys want to ask me anything, it was just talk. He goes, just say it, just ask. We're like, all right, cool. So at the end of the stream, I'm like, so you know Seth pretty well. He's like, yeah. I was like, you were on Family Guy and everything. He goes, yeah. I'm like, oh, so I started doing that. I went through all the voices, and he was like, damn. I'm like, yeah. I'm like,
I'm just more offended that they hired another YouTuber to do Cleveland's voice and they didn't even holler at your boy. I'm like, what? Am I the wrong melanin count to be Cleveland? Oh, I'm sorry. We're going politically correct Cleveland now, even though I might do the voice better than the guy that's done it for 20 years. I'm just saying. So I went through all the voices. I even did the Joe Swanson voice with my lack of use of my legs and my tremendously large upper body, and
Oh, fuck. Good one, man. That's good. That's good.
I did. So I was like, I got to do the voices for somebody who's been on like American Dad and all that shit. So I was like,
That's
yep.
awesome.
I was like, that was my fun. But he was super cool. Like, he was fun. He was really engaging and fun to talk to. So
Dude, that's awesome. Wow, that's super cool. I need to start watching this channel and his channel here. Hey, you guys up for a little Mad Libs before we crash out here? Again?
Did you find the book, or are you still doing virtual?
Still doing virtual.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Oh wait, didn't you guys finish the book? Isn't it done? I thought.
I have another one though. I had ordered a new one,
Oh.
and that's missing. Or I think I had another one handy already. It's missing. Still, it was done. Okay. So
Gotta like laminate that original one and keep that safe.
yeah. I'm gonna like publish that shit.
Publish that
I
shit.
am gonna publish a book of Mad Libs, like the best, the greatest hits of Mad Libs. It's gonna be
Mindless libs. Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, that's dope.
Mindless Libs.
yeah, Greg Kirby, I was sad Allura left the show too. She went to Prodigal Son, which got canceled because she played Ainsley on Prodigal Son. I like Halston Sage on there. She was great as Alara Katarn, the chief security officer. Then they replaced her with like kind of like a dollar store version of her.
Yeah, that's kind of right.
That was-
She just.
I was sad when she left.
Fine, but she's just not as. She was okay. I didn't hate the replacement, but it was like Alara had such an arc,
Yeah.
and it was just an interesting character, and then we
Yep.
were sort of replaced with like someone who already like doesn't really have an arc. Like, she's already kind of there where they need
Yep.
to be, just sort of fill and plug the hole, and they work, and she's good, but like
Yeah.
she's just kind of plugging the hole.
Yeah,
you know?
she's not terrible. No, I don't want to disparage the actress. She's not terrible. It's like they should have went with like a different character, because they went with the same kind of same like race of species as Alara was, and they should have went with something different. But they made it so Seth MacFarlane did request, like, his character. Ed did request to have another member of her species because of their strength and everything. So that makes
And it
sense.
opened the door, and I understand what he's going for there, because Seth MacFarlane's actually doing something really interesting with that show. He's really trying to walk a balance, like to make social comment, to make moderate social commentary, like balanced social commentary, and I think he likes that. That's his feminist character, and it's. I like the package that he put it in. Somebody physically strong for reasons that are justified in the sci-fi universe, but who has very distinct, markedly feminine traits. And so it's a smart packaging, and so I understand why he wanted to. Like to me, I think the reason why he wanted to ride with that same package is so he could keep using that for that trope. Otherwise, he would need to try to put that balance somewhere else. And then you get a ripple effect. It's like every member of the cast, every character is so very clearly, specifically chosen to represent something, that it's like, we gotta really just kind of just keep this one here. Otherwise, we have to change the entire balance of everything. So I'm like, all right, I understand why you're doing this.
Yeah, shout out. Honestly, it's like shout out to the Orville for being, closer to Star Trek than anything has been for the last
Yep.
5 years. Like
Dude.
even more, 10,
Exactly.
10, 15 even if you really want to get down to the nitty gritty.
Exactly.
20.
It's funny how it marketed itself, it really marketed itself like a parody, but ended up just kind of being like, a solid take. The nice thing is, I think it's fascinating to line it up next to something like Discovery, which obviously is terrible for so many reasons, but is definitely trapped by trying to have its own identity while still existing within the Star Trek universe, whereas the Orville gets to do the complete opposite thing. It's completely free of being attached to any Star Trek identity. Therefore, it almost gives itself permission to be more Star Trek, whereas the trope of everything new is we got to reinvent ourselves. We got to be better than what came before. We got to be different from what came before. So the new trope, the Orville doesn't have to worry about that. It's like, we could absolutely try to be Star Trek because our show doesn't say Star Trek on it. So,
Well, one respects the license and one doesn't. And the sad part is the one that respects the license doesn't even have the license at all.
Exactly. All right, let's see. Which one do I want to fill out here? Which mount do I want to go with? Let's go with this one. All right. Jeff?
Yeah.
Are you conscious for Mad Libs?
Yeah.
I should have let you stay asleep. Runs with Phantom says, now Jesse can truly have a way with Buffalo Jeff.
All right, so Jesse, you probably have to explain to me what I'm supposed to kind of say because, like I said, my education not so good.
That's fine. Have you done Mad Libs with us before?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, okay. I was like,
But I noticed a pattern in these exchanges, and I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? What's that? So just kind of give me a rundown, like what's that supposed to mean? Yeah.
That's fine. So your basics are your nouns, are your person, places, or things.
I got that skill in what I know.
There you go. Adjectives describe nouns, verbs. We'll get into it as needed.
Yep.
You can start us off with a plural noun, and any rated word is on the table. So,
what do you need? A pronoun?
Plural noun.
Oh, plural noun. Buses.
All right. Buses. All right. Cody, a regular noun. Pancake, get off the counter. Pancake. Hey. All right. Cody, a noun.
Person, place, or thing?
Yep.
All right. Brie Larson.
She's a thing.
Here's the thing.
One of
Fucking
stringy.
Oh, and yeah, chat, by the way, since I can't tell you what's coming ahead of time because it's on this, just throw out things like you're already doing, and if it fits, then I will plug it in somewhere. Part of the body. Part of the body. Foreskin.
Mm-hmm.
Good. All right. Pete, an adjective.
That's the descriptor. So blindly.
Fine. All right. Cody, an adjective.
So what's that again?
Describes a noun.
Bumfuzzled.
Bumfuzzled?
Yeah.
All right. I like it. Bumfuzzled. Jeff, a noun, please.
Oh, God. Bus driver.
All right.
No.
All right. Adjective. Ooh, since we've got some, I'll take phantasmagorical from from Old School Journey. Thank you. All right. Pete, you got to give us a last name. Anyway.
The last name, Roundtree.
All right. Cody, a plural noun. So multiple persons, places, or things.
Nazis.
Jeff, an adverb.
Daintily.
Could turn this shit into springtime for Hitler real quick.
But another part of the body. Adjective. Let's see. Let's see if the chat has any more adjectives. Humongous. Drunk. Drunk is an adjective. Drunk. Thank you, Cheyenne. All right. Pete, a noun.
The Guggenheim. I don't know why I went to the Guggenheim. I have no fucking idea. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning where I've been up since 6 yesterday, so I have no idea what I'm even
Those
saying
make the
at this
best
point.
ones, man. Those make the best ones.
That's when this is the most fun. Where the hell do you think the Zach Blackfire shirt came from? He likes the assholes and it cannot tell him.
If it makes sense, it sucks.
Right?
That's how it works.
Retarded. Cody, a plural noun.
What is
Oh, multiple person, places, or things.
the Taliban? Why am I going there?
I love this. Oh god, Jeff, an adjective.
Watch too many fucking Netflix documentaries and shit.
Cool. And we're done. I finished
God.
off with the place I picked out.
This is gonna be edgy as fuck.
All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
This is the story of a one-hit wonder. The Mighty Buses were a one Brie Larson wonder, famous for their stringy song, "In Your Foreskin."
Ooh.
Where is this blind band today? After hitting it big, they started to have bum-fuzzled creative differences. They went from superstardom to a bus driver shattering breakup. Well, they were the buses, so Mighty Buses. The lead singer, known for his phantasmagorical personality, wanted to change the band's name to Roundtree's Nazis. That's actually the best part. Roundtree's Nazis.
Jesus.
No.
The rest of the band daintily refused.
Oh no, I'm surprised.
No one could see eye to nipples, which is weird because I feel like people. Okay. And the bassist decided to leave the drunk band and pursue his lifelong dream of professional Guggenheim weaving. The drummer left to teach music to high school Taliban. The lead singer was the only one left, but don't feel bad. He has now become an uncanny internet sensation with a home video of himself playing Sweet Home Hell on the kazoo.
High school Taliban.
Nazis. That's my takeaway from this. Roundtree's Nazis.
Roundtree's Nazis.
Oh, man.
Oh no.
Oh, all right. Well, it's time for plugs and good nights. Everyone, make sure you're subbed to Cody and to Pete. I drop those channel links down here again. Also, subscribe to World Class Bullshitters. Cody, tell us about what you're up to, where they can find you, and what they can find you doing.
You know, we've been kind of experimenting the last 5 or 6 months, kind of getting our feel for what the channel is going to be, what I'm going to do. And you know what? I'm kind of just saying, fuck it. And I'm doing what I want to do. And I'm just doing content about the shit I like. You know, if you like the shit I like, cool. If you don't, come check it out anyway. You know, you might learn something. So, yeah, you know, on Friday, we launched my first video in the series for Fandom Jump, which is going to be covering Godzilla, it's going to be covering Star Wars, and covering Jurassic Park, and Star Wars, Jurassic Park, Godzilla, and Transformers.
There you go.
Nice.
Yep, so come check that out. See how it goes.
Do it. ETEP. Tell people.
I have a little channel called ETEP WOKUIAN'S, the place to be reviews. I review Batwoman and I hate myself. I don't actually like the show. It started out on a bet, which I told my subscribers at the time I only had 50 of, that I would see this show through to the very bitter end. Here I am, a Star Wars and Marvel channel, and I'm best known for my live streams and my 68 Batwoman reviews, including 40 episode reviews of varying lengths. But if you go to the home page on my channel, you will get to see the 11-minute magnum opus, which is my best of season 2 Batwoman reviews. No, really, I'm the guy that released the Pixar Moms with Dump Truck Asses videos. It's up there on YouTube. If you just search Pixar Moms, I'm like number 3 or 4 that comes up. It's got like 46,000 views, which I'll never have another video with that many views, and I'm fine with that. But yeah, so I do that. I review TV, movies, live streams every Monday night. We have Monday Night Going in Raw. Myself, my co-host Tony Tonedeaf, and the Red Gaze. Welcome a guest or two usually just one guest on Monday. We have 4 of us. And then on Tuesdays, I'm on Rogue Squadron on Supreme Heretics channel. Big shout out to the Rogue Entertainment crew. Wednesday nights, I have my Rogue Entertainment show, Going Rogue, which tomorrow night is called World Class Wednesday, because that sleepy guy right there and Kendo and Jeff and maybe even Dion are going to make an appearance over on the channel tomorrow night. And Jesse's also invited to, of course, show up. Open invitation for that young lady right there. Thursday morning, we have Mornings with the Place to Be reviews, 9:30 Eastern until 11. Also Friday, 9:30 until 11 a.m. Eastern. Give me those subs. I'm right there. I'm at 766 or 7 right now. I'm trying to get that 1,000. Watch hours, not a problem. I've got like 8,000 watch hours. I need them subs though. I'm busting my ass. I've got single release videos coming out. I've got more reviews I'm working on. It's almost September, which means it's almost October. My horror reviews are coming back. I have to do Friday the 13th Part 8. I've done the other 7. I refuse to do anything past Part 8 because fuck those movies. I'm going to work on a different franchise this year. I might go with something a little off kilter like 976 Evil. Do some whack reviews of those. Maybe some more Return of the Living Dead. Who knows? It's got to have boobs in it though, if it's 80s horror I'm talking about, because that's the way we roll. But thank you, Jesse, for having me on. Man, BASSMAN, it's been very nice meeting you. I subscribe to your channel, bro. Jeff,
Thanks, man.
Get your rest. I gotta get up in I'll be up in about 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
Thank you so much for donating all this.
I didn't want to miss it. I wanted to be here, so thank you for having me. I appreciate it. This chat is awesome. Thank you guys. You've all been very welcoming.
Dude,
I will see you in a couple, man. Absolutely, bro. Have fun in Vegas, you guys.
We're looking forward to it. My other half here, you can find him on World Class Bullshitters. Go over there.
Yeah,
all the stuff.
getting ready to fill the books. It's exciting.
Yeah,
Trading cards are here. Books, posters, all of it. It's so cool. I showed covers on the High Council. I'm excited.
If you are going to be in Vegas, who knows? You might end up with a special treat. It's possible. No guarantees. You guys know where to find me because you're already here. But if you haven't checked me out on Livit, you should absolutely be going over there. I'm a musician, turns out, playing a lot of music. Mondays are going to be mindless radio, whatever I decide to call it. Something cooler than that, possibly, but starting at 3 p.m. Pacific. It's a nice, smooth 6 p.m. evening time if you're on the East Coast. I will be actually producing a set list. Fun covers, some originals, just nice music for you to listen to. Other days of the week, you can talk to me over there too. You can always request songs. It's a lot of fun. The Mindless Mob reigns supreme over there. We get really, really down for our with our branding over yonder. And like I said, there are going to be pins that are being given away one of these days soon. Also, stay tuned because Patreon's going to be coming back in force. I'm starting to drop more updates and alerts over there, and that'll be coming back in force. That, along with Livit, are going to be my two primary ways to connect with you guys, the fans. So make sure that you check those out. And, come over here on YouTube when I actually feel like gracing the evilest of the platforms with my presence. Thank you, Justin Proper. Dude, it was so good to see you again. I missed you a lot. I'm looking forward to seeing you again in September. He says penis. Well, to that I say penis! Because I will always win the penis game. So thank you for being here. Make sure you press the like button if you've not done so already. Don't forget, guys, that practice makes wrong. And that's all for tonight. So God have this.